Chapter 166. Pursuit Sky Dragon Sect. As soon as the announcement came out, the entire Sky Dragon sect was in an uproar. Everyone was discussing Yang Hongwu's matter. This super genius who broke through 7-heart refining arrays actually killed his fellow disciples, sneak attacked the Enforcement Hall elder, and betrayed the sect. I didn't expect Yang Hongwu to be such a person. I even admired him. A disciple said, "Senior brother Yang is definitely not that kind of person. There must be a conspiracy, a false accusation." Yes, I believe junior brother Yang is definitely not that kind of person. Junior brother Yang was wronged. Yang Hongwu is not a good person. The fact that he killed his fellow disciples was exposed. In order to escape, he even killed the Enforcement Hall elder. He's worse than an animal. You're the one who's worse than an animal. Try saying that again. Fine. Yang Hongwu is worse than an animal. I'll kill you. In an instant, the two people were fighting, deep in the elder courtyard. See, the guy you value is worse than an animal. Hu Qinglian looked at Hu Xiu'er and said coldly, "Such a person is not worthy of your love." "Impossible. Junior brother Yang is definitely not that kind of person." Hu Xiu'er said, "I believe him. You think about it yourself. When you figure it out, I'll let you out." Hu Qinglian was furious. This niece of hers was stubborn. Old Man Mu's mansion. Junior brother Yang must be framed. "Grandpa, do you want to help him?" Mu Shireen grabbed her grandfather's arm. Old Man Mu smiled bitterly. "I know, he's definitely not that kind of person. How could he not know who Old Man Mu was? Moreover, he had also received Gao Zheng's message. It was just that he was unable to make it in time. Not only Old Man Mu, but even Old Bookworm and Old Thief were also pinned down. There was no way for them to help. This was Gong's son Heng's conspiracy. Poison, this move was too vicious. Not only did he force Yang Hongwu out of Sky Dragon Sect, but he also eliminated Gao Zheng. He turned Yang Hongwu into a rat that everyone wanted to beat. Duan Qin's mansion. It was the same story. "Master, why don't you help junior brother Yang?" Duan Qin said to Elder Songyue. "Qian, have you fallen for that kid?" Elder Songyue asked Duan Qin. I didn't." Duan Qin shook her head. He saved my life. "Qian, you don't have to worry about him. That kid is not that simple. He has the Golden Dragon War body and past 7-heart refining arrays. How could he be so easy to kill?" Elder Songyue said with a chuckle, "You will understand in half a year. This is a form of training for him. Just watch. Your little lover will return in half a year. No one will be able to stop him." "Master, is what you said true?" Duan Qin said in surprise. "Of course." Songyue smiled as she patted her disciple on the shoulder. Duan Qin finally heaved a sigh of relief in her heart. She knew her master very well. Her master had a mysterious and unfathomable divination technique. Basically, the things that she had divined were all correct. If she said that Yang Hongwu would be fine, then he would be fine. Yang Hongwu left the Sky Dragon Mountain range and came to a small town. He sat in a tavern and shouted, "Waiter, give me a plate of top-grade meat and a jar of good wine." "All right." Not long after, the waiter served up a plate of top-notch bull beef and a jar of top-notch wine. "Waiter, has anything major happened recently?" Yang Hongwu asked after taking a sip of the wine. "Something major has happened. It's said that a super genius of the Sky Dragon sect killed the disciplinary elder and fled. The Sky Dragon sect has already issued a kill order. By the way, that genius disciple seems to be called Yang Hongwu. TSK. He's impressive. He's not even 20 years old, and he's already at the half-step Purple Mansion realm. He actually managed to kill a half-step Primordial Spirit realm elder and even escape from the encirclement." The waiter spoke incessantly, seemingly rather impressed with that disciple. "Kill order?" Yang Hongwu squinted his eyes. Sure enough, he was now wanted by everyone. Fortunately, he used the appearance-changing technique. Although it didn't have much effect on mysterious Embryo Realm martial artists, it was enough for Purple Mansion Realm martial artists. That's right. Actually, anyone can guess what's going on. How could an outer court disciple possibly sneak attack and kill a law enforcement elder? The waiter said, "I'm afraid that someone is jealous of this genius disciple. So they came up with such a vicious method to force that genius out of the sect. Waiter, why do you think so? Yang Hongwu was stunned. The waiter's thoughts were different. Anyone with a discerning eye knows that a disciplinary elder of a sect has a powerful cultivation, not to mention the Sky Dragon sect, one of the 7 major sections. I've heard of that disciplinary elder before. He's called Gao Zheng. His cultivation has already reached the transformation realm. There are less than 3 people in the entire Sky Dragon sect who could defeat him. How can he be killed by an outer disciple? The waiter paused, then continued. Even if the sneak attack was successful and that disciplinary elder was killed, how could he possibly escape? Waiter, you're really amazing. Yang Hongwu couldn't help but raise a finger. In this world, there really were quite a few smart people, and there were even more sensible people. Once the waiter heard Yang Hongwu's praise, he became even happier. Then, he lowered his voice and said, I heard that the reason that genius disciple was exterminated was because he offended the Clear Cloud sect's head holy son, Zetian. That Zetian's fiancé is called Hu Xiao. In the end, that Hu Xiao fell in love with Yang Hongwu. Zetian was indignant, so he used all kinds of methods. The Sky Dragon sect is weak, and the Clear Cloud sect is strong. So, he had no choice but to make such a choice. Yang Hongwu almost spat out the mouthful of wine in his mouth. Mother asterisk her, this waiter was too well informed. This matter was pretty close to the mark. He really was a god, a half-immortal. Waiter, where did you get this information? Yang Hongwu asked again. I have a distant relative who works as an errand boy in the Sky Dragon sect, and I also have a younger cousin who works as a servant in the Clear Cloud sect. That's how I know these things, the waiter said. However, you mustn't speak carelessly about these things. Otherwise, if you run into a disciple of the Clear Cloud sect or the Sky Dragon sect, they'll beat you to death. These so-called sect disciples are high and mighty, used to being tyrannical. Once we ordinary people offend them, only death awaits us. Waiter, thank you very much. Yang Hongwu took out a stack of golden banknotes. Young master, you don't need this much. The waiter shook his head. No matter. Consider the extra tip for you. After all, you've told me so much. These golden banknotes are enough for you to go home and start a small business and get a wife. I'm afraid it's not too safe here. Hurry up and leave. Yang Hongwu already sensed a few powerful auras. The disciplinary squad. It was the disciplinary squad, and the one leading seemed to be that bastard Zichenyu. Chapter 167. Who's the hunter? 4 Xian embryo realm warriors, and one of them was at the 5th level of the Xian embryo realm. He was definitely no match for them, unless he separated them and dealt with them one by one. Without thinking, Yang Hongwu summoned the Dopping Golden Eagle and turned to run. It's him, Yang Hongwu, chase him. Zichenyu immediately saw Yang Hongwu and shouted, Chase! The 4 of them sped up and chased after Yang Hongwu. It had to be said that the 4 of them were well prepared. In order to hunt down Yang Hongwu, they had actually prepared flying equipment. For pieces of flying equipment were extremely valuable. They were equivalent to 4 pieces of top-tier Earthgrade equipment. Damn it, this is too fast. This is not good. He will definitely catch up to me. Yang Hongwu complained inwardly. After chasing for a while, a forest appeared before them. Enter the forest. Hua Qinxue said, as long as the 4 of them enter the forest and split up, we can defeat them one by one. All right. Yang Hongwu patted the Dopping Golden Eagle and entered the forest. Then, he kept the golden rock into the space of the immortal pagoda. Zichenyu and the other 3, who had caught up, smiled when they saw Yang Hongwu enter the forest. This little bastard has entered the forest. In the forest, the Dopping Golden Eagle has no way to exert its strength. He is courting death. That's right. Let's give chase. The 4 of them followed closely behind and entered the forest. Over here, Yang Hongwu realized that these 4 fellows were following closely behind him. It was really annoying. Were these bastards relying on to chase me? Yang Hongwu asked. Divide the coat into 3 parts, Hua Qinxue said after thinking for a while. Yang Hongwu nodded. These people were probably chasing after him based on their scent. In this way, if the clothes were divided into 4 parts, they could be separated. After Yang Hongwu tore off his coat, he grabbed the 3 gazelles. Then, he tied the pieces of his clothes to the horns of the gazelles and gave them a heavy blow. The gazelles then ran for their lives. Their speed was not slow at all. Now, let's see who is the hunter. Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed with a cold light. If the 4 of them were together, he really had no way to deal with them. However, if they were separated, he could kill them all. Except for the guy at the 5th level of the Xian embryo realm, the others were nothing to worry about. Zichenyu and the other 3 arrived at the place where Yang Hongwu had just stopped. The expression of the law enforcement disciple at the front changed slightly. This little bastard's aura has split into 4 and is heading in 4 different directions. What should we do? Then let's split up. We'll each go in one direction, Zichenyu said. Split? What? You have a problem. The strongest person present was Zichenyu. She was at the 5th level of the mystic embryo realm and was also the captain of the law enforcement team. No, but that kid has a doping golden condor. Its strength is equivalent to the peak of the 4th level of the Xian embryo realm. If we meet him, we have no way to deal with him, a Xian embryo realm 3rd level law enforcement disciple said. Trash. If you meet him, can't you hold him back? That way, we can arrive quickly, and that will be the time of his death, Zichenyu said angrily. Yes, Captain, the law enforcement disciple said, feeling wronged. The 4 of them split into 4 teams, and each of them went in a different direction. The disciple in Yang Hongwu's direction was a martial artist at the 3rd level of the Xian embryo realm. Someone's coming. After 20 breaths, Yang Hongwu's lips curled into a smile. Someone had come, and his strength was at the 3rd level of the Xian embryo realm. With the 9 frost centipede and Dapeng golden condor working together, it shouldn't take much effort to deal with this guy. The Dapeng golden condor's strength was equivalent to the peak of the 4th level of the Xian embryo realm. Although it would be suppressed in the forest, there was still the 9 frost centipede. 2 level, 6 savage beasts would only take a few breaths to deal with a martial artist at the 3rd level of the Xian embryo realm. A 1 in 4 chance. My luck shouldn't be that bad, right? Bo Anqing thought as he walked. The Dapeng golden condor was a level 6 middle stage savage beast, and its strength was equivalent to the peak of the 4th level of the Xian embryo realm. Even if it was restricted by the forest and could not unleash its full strength, it was still not easy to deal with. Bo Anqing was very careful along the way, and his speed was not fast. Seeing Bo Anqing coming from afar, Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed with a cold light. This time, the main attacker was not the Dapeng golden condor, but the 9 frost centipede. The 9 frost centipede's strength had increased by a lot, and it had no problem dealing with a martial artist at the 2nd level of the Xian embryo realm. If it used poison, even a martial artist at the late stage of the Xian embryo realm would be easily poisoned to death. After Bo Anqing entered the attack range of the 9 frost centipede, Yang Hongwu let the Dapeng golden condor come out. Sure enough, the moment the Dapeng golden condor appeared, Bo Anqing noticed it. His eyes were fixed on the Dapeng golden condor, and he was about to send a message while preventing the Dapeng golden condor from attacking. At this moment, the 9 frost centipede launched an attack, biting Bo Anqing's neck, and the poison immediately poured into Bo Anqing's meridians. Poison, poison. Before he could send a message, and before he could finish his sentence, he lost his vitality and fell down, dying with his eyes wide open. 1. Yang Hongwu was very satisfied with this ambush. It was perfect. Well done. Next, the 2nd target. How could killing one be enough? Since they dare to chase after him, they should be prepared to be killed. Yang Hongwu moved quickly, and his speed reached the limit. Soon, he found the 2nd target. What made Yang Hongwu laugh was that among the 4 people, other than Zichenyu, the others were not fast for fear of being killed. It was because of this that he had the best chance. Soon, Yang Hongwu used the same method to kill the 2nd person. On the other side, Zichenyu finally caught up with the gazelle. The gazelle was a 3rd level savage beast. In fact, it did not have much attack power, but the gazelle's speed and vigilance were very high. Once it was frightened, it would run away frantically. Damn it, it's actually a gazelle. The gazelle was slapped to death by the furious Zichenyu. After killing the gazelle, Zichenyu took out a message talisman and sent a message to the other three. Did you catch up to that little bastard? Senior brother, I didn't catch up. That little bastard is too fast. Kwang Yongxi said. Boanqing Yuanda, what about you? Zichenyu asked. There was no response, which made Zichenyu a little annoyed. What are these two bastards doing? They didn't reply. Zichenyu was furious. Did something happen? Thinking of this, Zichenyu's face changed. That little bastard was cunning and had the help of the Dapeng Golden Eagle. It was really possible. The more he thought about it, the more uneasy he became. He quickly contacted Kwang Yongxi. There was no news from Boanqing and Yuanda. It was very likely that something had happened. He could not let anything happen to Kwang Yongxi. If something happened to him, it would be difficult to deal with that little bastard, and even he would be in danger. Kwang Yongxi, where are you now? Senior brother, I'm... Ah. Before he finished speaking, there was a scream. It was Yang Hongwu who appeared. He killed two and found the third person. He found that the guy was using a message talisman and naturally relaxed his vigilance. How could Yang Hongwu let go of such a good opportunity? Chapter 168. Counterattack, bastard. Of course, Zichenyu heard the screams coming from the other side. Another one died. Damn it. A total of 4 people, 3 of them were killed, leaving only Zichenyu alone. Yang Hongwu picked up the communication talisman. Zichenyu, TSK, you're so arrogant. Your companions have all gone down. You're next. Yang Hongwu, don't be too arrogant. You're just a half-step Violet Mansion realm. Even if you have the Golden Rock, you're still not my opponent. Zichenyu was a little scared, but her mouth did not show any weakness. Is that so? Then wait for me. Let's see who will die, haha. The game of cat and mouse began. Who was the cat and who was the mouse? Yang Hongwu jumped up and jumped on the back of the Golden Rock. In the sky, it was easy to find Zichenyu's position. Looking at the golden rock in the sky, Zichenyu was furious. Damn it, she came to kill him, but now it was the other way around. Although she had flying wings, they were not as flexible as the Golden Rock. In the sky, she did not have any advantage. Little bastard, come down if you have the guts. Zichenyu pointed at Yang Hongwu and roared. Okay. Yang Hongwu let the Golden Rock land. Zichenyu was alone, with the Golden Rock and 9 Chill Centipede working together to deal with this guy. How could they not kill him? Yang Hongwu came down, but Zichenyu was overjoyed. This little bastard was really courting death. If they were in the sky, she could not do anything to him. But now he came down. As long as she got rid of the Golden Rock, she could deal with this little bastard however she wanted. The moment Yang Hongwu landed on the ground, Zichenyu made her move. She threw something in her hand, and it flew at Yang Hongwu. Little bastard, if you dare come down, I'll let you die without a burial place. Yang Hongwu looked at the flying thing, and his face changed. He saw that the thing suddenly exploded and turned into a big net, covering Yang Hongwu and the Golden Rock. Damn it, I was too careless. Yang Hongwu did not expect this guy to have such a treasure. This was the inescapable net, a top-grade earth tool of the law enforcement hall. It was used to capture fugitives. This inescapable net was invulnerable to swords and spears, impervious to fire and water. It was incomparably tough. Once enveloped by it, there was no way to tear it open. He watched as the big net enveloped him and the Golden Eagle. He waved the saber in his hand, and the pure Yang True Qi condensed into pure Yang True Fire, but there was no way to burn the net. Little bastard, don't struggle. This is my law enforcement hall's ultimate treasure, the inescapable net. How can you break it? Zichenyu looked at Yang Hongwu with a smug look on her face. She was delighted. Aren't you very arrogant? Aren't you very powerful? Aren't you a super genius? Aren't you going to kill me? Zichenyu kicked Yang Hongwu. Inside the big net, there was no way for him to resist. His whole body was kicked to the ground. A puny true spirit realm cultivator is so arrogant. You actually killed Boanqing and the other trash. You could be considered to have some ability. But aren't you still in my hands? Zichenyu, don't be too arrogant. Yang Hongwu said coldly. You'll die a horrible death later. Right now, he had a way, and that was to use the ninth heaven mysterious tower. The immortal tower's power was not something a mere top-grade Earth tool could compare to. Once the immortal tower was released, this inescapable net would immediately be broken. However, Yang Hongwu did not want to use the ninth heaven mysterious tower. It was very likely to attract powerful enemies. He had already used it twice and exposed too much of his aura. There were many old antiques in the ancient domain who were constantly paying attention to the ancient desolate continent. Before he had the absolute strength to protect the ninth heaven mysterious tower, Yang Hongwu really did not want to risk using the immortal tower. Make me die a horrible death? Do you have the ability to do that? You're still so arrogant after being caught by me? Ziyu sneered. Don't worry, I won't kill you. I'll just cripple your cultivation and bring you back to the Sky Dragon sect. Then, I'll judge you in front of all the Sky Dragon sect disciples. Judge me? Yang Hongwu laughed. Do you think you've already won? Since he couldn't use the ninth heaven mysterious tower, Yang Hongwu thought of another thing. That was the divine dragon demon suppressing talisman. In fact, Yang Hongwu was not 100% confident in using the divine dragon demon suppressing talisman. What else do you have? Bring it out. Otherwise, you won't have a chance. Ziyu said, Oh right, you seem to have a lot of good things on you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been able to escape from the Sky Dragon sect. There should be more, right? These are all mine. Ziyu walked over step by step. Yang Hongwu moved his mind. The divine dragon demon suppressing talisman in his sea of consciousness moved. It turned into a huge talisman and rushed out. Golden light burst out, and a divine dragon flew out from the talisman. Roar! An earth-shattering dragon roar sounded. The golden divine dragon collided with the big net. Seeing this scene, Ziyu was shocked. What kind of treasure is this? It's too terrifying. This momentum is too strong. Could it be a heaven artifact? Thinking of this, Ziyu's eyes were filled with greed. A heaven artifact. She did not expect this little bastard to have a heaven artifact. If she could get it, she would be rich. She must get it. A heaven artifact is stronger than 10 peerless earth artifacts. If she got the heaven artifact, she would even be qualified to compete with Zitian for control of the family. She would be qualified to compete for the position of Sky Dragon sect leader. With this heaven artifact, she could kill Long Tianyi and Zitian. By then, she would be able to occupy a place in the entire ancient desolate continent. Thinking of this, Ziyu's blood surged. It was as if she could see everyone in the world crawling at her feet. Long Tianyi and Zitian would be tortured by her, kneeling on the ground and begging for mercy. Just as Ziyu's imagination was running wild, the peerless earthly artifact, the inescapable net, tore a large hole in it with a slash. Yang Hongwu immediately came out. With a wave of his hand, the golden eagle was released. Once the golden eagle was free, it rushed towards Ziyu in its strongest state and at its peak speed. Of course, Yang Hongwu would not forget about the 9 frost centipede. He also released them. In the sky, there was the golden eagle, and on the ground, there was the 9 frost centipede. Damn it, the heaven and earth net was broken. That's the 9 frost centipede. A level 6-9 frost centipede. How is it possible? Seeing the golden eagle and the other savage beast rushing over, Ziyu was scared out of her wits. Damn it, this bastard. He didn't just have one battle pet. He had 2 battle pets, both of which were at the 6th level. What was even more shocking was that it was a 6th level 9 frost centipede. She knew about the 9 frost centipede. It was more appropriate to call this savage beast an exotic beast. A mutated savage beast was very poisonous. Even primordial soul realm warriors might not be able to resist the 9 frost centipede's venom. She was only at level 5 arcane embryo realm. If the 9 frost centipede's venom entered her body, she would not be able to survive. Chapter 169. Killing Ziyu, Sky Flipping Wave. Ziyu roared. With a wave of his hand, genuine chi surged out like rolling waves. It was endless, overturning rivers and seas. It surged violently and rushed towards Yang Hongwu and the 9 chill centipede. The 9 frost centipede's body expanded. It opened its mouth and spat out a white gas. When the white gas touched the billowing waves, it instantly froze the waves. Yang Hongwu saw that the centipede wanted to attack him. Besieging Wei to rescue Zhao? Although he was only a half step into the Purple Mansion realm, he was not that easy to deal with. At least he had the Dragon God Demon Suppressing Talisman. Even if he couldn't win, the Dragon God Demon Suppressing Talisman should be able to defend him. Golden Dragon War Body, activate. Battle Spirit Possession. Mysterious Dragon 9 transformations. 4th transformation. Yang Hongwu raised his strength to the extreme. After the Battle Spirit Possession, his strength rose to Purple Mansion Realm Level 5. He could even kill a Purple Mansion Realm Level 6. Dragon God Demon Suppressing Talisman. Suppress. The talisman in his hand flew out again. A golden light shone, and a huge suppress character appeared in the air, blocking the aftermath of the wave. At this moment, the golden rock in the sky slashed down with its sharp claws. Its target was Zichinyu's head. If she was hit, she would definitely die. Zichinyu's face changed. She took out something with her right hand and threw it into the air. It was a 5th grade talisman. It turned into a fire dragon, burning and surging with heat. It bared its fangs and claws and attacked the golden rock. Damn it, you have a talisman but I don't? Yang Hongwu was furious when he saw Zichinyu take out a talisman to block the golden rock's attack. He had made a lot of talismans. Although he did not have any 5th grade offensive talismans, he had a lot of 4th grade ones. Let's see who has more talismans. Yang Hongwu took out a talisman and crushed it, turning it into icicles. 4th grade icicle talisman. One talisman was not enough. He took out another one, and it was a 4th grade talisman. It was a thunder fire talisman. I'll give you a 9 heavens of ice and fire. Yang Hongwu simply threw out all the icicle talismans and thunder fire talismans. Seeing this scene, Zichinyu's face turned green. This little bastard. How could he have so many talismans? Damn, did these talismans not cost money? Compared to medicinal pills, talismans were not cheap at all. In fact, they were much more expensive. A single 4th grade talisman required hundreds of thousands of spirit stones, or even millions of spirit stones. This bastard, on the other hand, had taken out a bunch of them at once. How could they bully him like that? Not only did he have the Great Pung Golden Eagle, he also had the level 6-9 Frost Centipede. What was even more abominable was that he also had a heaven artifact for protection and a large number of talismans. What a beast. Why did he have so many good things? This made Zichinyu envious and jealous. Everything good was his. Powerful physique, heaven-defying aptitude, countless treasures. Although Zichinyu wanted to kill Yang Hongwu and steal his things, he now knew that it was impossible for him to do so. He just wanted to leave this place quickly, otherwise he might die here. Overturning rivers and seas. Zichinyu used his strongest move. His hands turned into palms and slapped out. Majestic, true chi condensed and turned into 2 huge palms. Terrifying power condensed in them, as if the rivers and seas were about to be overturned. The momentum was terrifying to the extreme. Great Pung Golden Eagle, 9 Frost Centipede, kill this bastard for me. Yang Hongwu knew that this guy definitely wanted to escape. This move was so powerful that even a mysterious embryo realm level 6 martial artist might not dare to take it head on. It must be his trump card. Divine Dragon Demon Suppression Talisman. Suppress for me. The Divine Dragon Demon Suppression Talisman emitted a golden light, illuminating this space. It was like a small sun, and a huge suppress word appeared again. That earth-shattering power actually showed signs of calming down under this huge golden suppress character. Suppress for me. Yang Hongwu felt that the true chi in his body was like a flood, crazily leaking out and pouring into the golden talisman. Damn it, how can this be? Zichinyu realized that his desperate move was actually suppressed. It was suppressed by Yang Hongwu. He was only a half step into the Purple Mansion realm, but he actually suppressed such a powerful move. Damn it, is he still human? No, that golden talisman was too powerful. He didn't know what treasure it was. Could it be a supreme grade heaven artifact? Zichenu thought of something. Talisman treasure. It was rumored that in ancient times, there were some powerful talisman masters who refined heavenly treasures into talismans. These talismans were some powerful treasures that were comparable to heaven artifacts or even immortal artifacts. They were unbelievably powerful. Once their power was released, it could almost destroy the world. Could this be the legendary talisman treasure? No wonder it was so powerful. Although this talisman treasure was powerful, Zichenu only had one thought at the moment, and that was to escape. Talisman treasure, too terrifying. If he knew that this guy had a talisman treasure to protect him, he wouldn't have chased after him. Run, run, run. Run. Run as fast as you can, or you'll die here. After Zichenu sent out another palm strike, she didn't even look back. She spread the wings on her back and flew away quickly. Yang Hongwu sneered. You want to run when you can't win? How can it be so easy? Golden Rock, chase after him. The Golden Rock speed was so fast. How could Zichenu compare to it? One fled frantically, the other chased quickly. Zichenu didn't even have the chance to send a message. The Golden Rock speed was too fast. Moreover, Yang Hongwu also gave the Golden Rock bee spirit pills from time to time to recover the Golden Rock strength. Zichenu wasn't an alchemist, and he didn't have so many pills like jelly beans to recover himself. After a full 2 hours, Zichenu was chased to the point of exhaustion. He knew that it was impossible for him to escape. The Golden Rock could be called the king of the sky. Bastard, I'll kill you. Zichenu thought of this and stopped. He looked at Yang Hongwu and said angrily, Yang Hongwu, I've already let you go, but you're still chasing me. At worst, I'll fight to the death with you. Fight to the death. Do you have the qualifications? Yang Hongwu sneered and took out the dragon god demon suppression talisman in his hand. The Golden Rock swooped down and released the 9 frost centipede. He had to kill this guy. He had fallen to this point because of this guy. If it weren't for him, how could he be in such a sorry state? How could he have been forced to leave the Sky Dragon sect? If it weren't for him, Gaozhong wouldn't have died. Everything was because of Zi Tian and Zichenu. Yang Hongwu's killing intent rose crazily. Good, very good. If you want to kill me, I won't let you have it easy. Talisman treasure, so what? As he spoke, his aura rose and he rushed over crazily. Not good, this guy is going to self-destruct. Hua Qinxue was shocked. Yang Hongwu quickly retreated. At this time, a purple shadow appeared in the air. A purple light fell on Zichenu's body and sealed the violent aura. Kill him while he's sick. Yang Hongwu gave the 9 frost centipede an order. Chapter 170. Zheng Qiushuang. The person who came was furious. This bastard actually killed Zichenu. If he hadn't stopped him, Zichenu would have exploded and he would have been injured. Only then did Yang Hongwu get a clear look at the woman in front of him. She was wearing a purple dress, and her skin was as smooth as jade. Her eyes were like 2 stars that twinkled as if they could speak. This woman gave him a sense of closeness. Damn, pure immortal body. How is this possible? Yang Hongwu took a deep breath. This woman also had a pure immortal body. Could it be that there were so many pure immortal bodies in the ancient desolate continent? Why are you like this? Zheng Qiushuang looked at Yang Hongwu angrily. He wanted to kill me. Why can't I kill him? Yang Hongwu said coldly. Those who kill are killed. Isn't this a very normal thing? You're simply a bastard. Zheng Qiushuang pointed at Yang Hongwu and scolded him. I say, this lady, I didn't offend you. Why are you scolding me? Yang Hongwu pondered. How could he form a relationship with this woman? She had a pure, immortal body. If he could quickly dual cultivate with her, it would be of great help to him. His strength would increase by leaps and bounds. At that time, he could also dual cultivate with Ushioer. That way, dealing with Zi Tian would be a piece of cake. You did offend me. Zheng Qiushuang said angrily. Do you know who you just killed? Who? Yang Hongwu said. Isn't it Sky Dragon Sex Zichenu? If you knew, why did you still kill him? Zheng Qiushuang said. So what if I know? He killed me, so I killed him. That's right. All right, lady, who are you? Didn't I just kill a piece of trash? Why are you so angry? Is he your lover? Yang Hanwu laughed and teased. The pure, immortal body, the extreme, immortal body, was also a very powerful physique. It was just that it was difficult to activate. If it was fully activated, it would be even more powerful than the Golden Dragon War physique. One could communicate with the extreme star and cultivate. The speed of cultivation would be terrifying, although she was only at Xian Embryo Realm level 7. If she could communicate with the extreme star, she would be able to break through to the primordial spirit realm in, at most, 5 years. You're pissing me off. You're his lover. Zheng Qiushuang didn't want him to get hurt because she felt close to him. She didn't expect him to have such a bad temper, which made Zheng Qiushuang feel uncomfortable. No, I'm sorry. It's just that if you're not related to him, why do you have to save him? What's your name? Yang Hongwu thought for a moment and said, Thank you for your help just now. Otherwise, I might have been injured. My name is Yang Hongwu. What? You're Yang Hongwu? Zheng Qiushuang's eyes widened in disbelief. Why? Is there something strange? Yang Hongwu saw her surprise and asked, You know me? You're a traitor of the Sky Dragon sect. How could I not know? Zheng Qiushuang smiled and looked at Yang Hongwu with a better expression. Yang Hongwu was puzzled. This girl, after hearing his name and knowing his identity, actually smiled. The trace of hostility towards him disappeared. This woman, is she an enemy of the Sky Dragon sect? Who are you? You haven't told me your name yet. Yang Hongwu said, My name is Zheng Qiushuang. Zheng Qiushuang. Why do I feel like I've heard this name before? Yang Hongwu felt that this name was somewhat familiar. Suddenly, he had a flash of inspiration and recalled this name. Damn, isn't this name Zitian's other fiancé? Zitian needed Hu Xiu as a cultivation vessel to cultivate the Taotai body. Is this Zheng Qiushuang one of the cultivation vessels? She is Zitian's fiancé. Wouldn't it be great to steal her away? Yang Hongwu rolled his eyes. Damn it. Zitian, that bastard, wants to steal my senior sister Xiu, and make her his fiancé. Since he wants to steal my woman, why can't I do the same to you? First, I'll make Zheng Qiushuang mine. Senior sister Xiu will also be mine. Will Zitian vomit blood by then? You remember now? Zheng Qiushuang asked calmly after seeing Yang Hongwu's change of expression. Yes, but I'm curious. You should know that I'm an enemy of your so-called fiancé. He hates me to the core. Why don't you do anything to me? Yang Hongwu looked at Zheng Qiushuang and said, You are at the 7th level of the arcane embryo state. If you want to fight me, I can't defeat you even if I have a battle pet. Ha. He is him and I am me. He hates you to the core. What does that have to do with me? Zheng Qiushuang said. When Yang Hongwu heard this, it seemed that this little girl was very resistant to Zitian. Wasn't this just right for him? I see. You don't have a good impression of Zitian. I like that. Yang Hongwu smiled and said, Well, what do you think of me? You don't have a good impression of Zitian anyway. Why don't you consider me? Sure, but you have to defeat Zitian. Zheng Qiushuang smiled and winked at Yang Hongwu. I can't do that for now, but in half a year, I will kill him. Of course, if you are willing to help me, I will have a better chance, Yang Hongwu said. Sure, Zheng Qiushuang said. As long as you can defeat Zitian, I will help you. When Yang Hongwu heard this, he was even more shocked. This girl didn't look like she was lying. What? Are you scared? Are you afraid that I will harm you? Seeing Yang Hongwu's expression, Zheng Qiushuang stroked her hair and said, Scared? Why should I be scared? Yang Hongwu raised his head and patted his chest. I'm a man. Why should I be scared? Haha, is that so? Zheng Qiushuang looked doubtful. Why don't you stay with me these days? If the news reaches Zitian's ears, I think it will be very interesting. Yang Hongwu smiled and said to Zheng Qiushuang, It's fine for me to go with you. However, aren't you worried that Zitian will personally make a move and kill you? Asked Zheng Qiushuang. Yang Hongwu didn't think so. His face was full of indifference. Afraid of him? Why would I be afraid of him? Last time, didn't he run away with his tail between his legs? Look, these are the spoils of war from back then. Yang Hongwu took out the bone staff. It was the thing that Zitian wanted to snatch. This bone staff was a top-grade earth tool and it had a chance to become a heaven tool. Soul-devouring bone spear. It is indeed the soul-devouring bone spear. Looking at the bone staff in Yang Hongwu's hand, Zhang Xiushuang's eyes lit up. Then, she said to Yang Hongwu in a serious tone, "This bone spear must not fall into Zetian's hands. Otherwise, even a half-step primordial spirit realm expert will not be his match." Soul-devouring bone spear? This bone staff is a spear? Yang Hongwu was stunned when he heard the name. The name sounded very domineering. Soul-devouring, soul-devouring, soul-devouring. Chapter 171. Tianyi Academy. This bone staff's origins are so great. Yang Hongwu toyed with the bone staff for a while, then put it away again. In other words, this bone staff was still a heaven tool, and a top-grade one at that. He couldn't just throw it away like this. That would really be too much of a pity. If it was a bone spear, then it should be missing a spearhead, and the spearhead should be in Zetian's hands. He had to get his hands on it. Once he killed Zetian, wouldn't his things be his? Of course. In short, if you want to defeat Zetian, this bone staff definitely can't fall into his hands, Zhang Xiushuang said. Yang Hongwu looked at Zhang Xiushuang, feeling very puzzled, and said, "I'm really curious. That Zetian's looks aren't bad, and his aptitude is very good. He's someone the Qingyun sect has focused on nurturing, and he's the future sect master of the Qingyun sect. His status is high, so why don't you like him?" "I don't like him. I just don't like him." "What's so strange about that?" Zhang Xiushuang wasn't very interested in this matter, and replied unhappily. "Fine, I said the wrong thing." Yang Hongwu saw that she wasn't willing to say anything, so he didn't pursue the matter. He wondered if this girl knew that he was a cultivation furnace. For a few days, the two of them traveled together. Yang Hongwu was also on guard against this girl. He couldn't trust her too much. They were neither relatives nor friends. Even if she had a pure immortal physique, he still couldn't trust her that much. In reality, Zhang Xiushuang was also going to the Tianyi Academy to become a disciple. On the way, Zhang Xiushuang told Yang Hongwu many things about the 4 great academies. This gave Yang Hongwu a general understanding of the 4 great academies. In the ancient desolate continent, the 4 great academies could be said to be very big. Many elders and even sect masters of the 7 great sects had studied in the 4 great academies. Among them, the Tianyi Academy was the head of the 4 great academies. It was the strongest, and its teaching staff was also the strongest. Next was the Tianyi Academy, followed by the Shanghai Academy and Kunlun Academy. No matter which of the 4 great academies it was, they were all stronger than the 7 great sects. Even if the 7 great sects joined forces, they might not be a match for any of the 4 great academies. It was rumored that there were truly powerful existences in the 4 great academies who had surpassed the half-step primordial soul realm, and there was more than one of them. The threshold for the 4 great academies to recruit disciples was very high. Age, aptitude, and cultivation didn't matter. Instead, combat strength and potential mattered. What was combat strength and potential? Don't age, aptitude, and cultivation mean combat power and potential? In reality, the so-called battle prowess and potential of the 4 great academies referred to the ability to challenge those of a higher level and comprehension ability. The Tianyi Academy was the strongest among the 4 great academies. Naturally, it had its own unique teaching methods. The Tianyi Academy was divided into the outer courtyard and the inner courtyard. In the Tianyi Academy, the difference between the outer courtyard disciples and the inner courtyard disciples was not their cultivation level. Instead, it was their battle prowess. Those who were able to enter the Tianyi Academy and become a disciple of the Tianyi Academy were all ordinary disciples. If an ordinary disciple wanted to become an outer courtyard disciple, they would have to fight their way in. There were only 200 outer court disciples and inner court disciples in total. In other words, there were 100 outer court disciples and 100 inner court disciples. If you defeated the 100 outer court disciples, you would become an outer court disciple. As for those who were defeated, they would drop out and become ordinary disciples. If you defeated the 100 inner court disciples, you would become an inner court disciple. As for those who were defeated, they would drop out and become the #1 outer court disciple. Above the inner court disciples were the true disciples. The true disciples were the true core of the academies. Once they became a true disciple, it meant that they would not be able to join other sects and become a disciple of other sections. This was also the reason why the strength of any one of the 4 great academies was greater than that of the 7 great sects combined. As for how to become a true disciple, Zhang Qiushuang did not know. However, there was one thing that she was certain of. The true disciples of the 4 great academies all had extremely terrifying battle prowess. Their strength was most likely on par with the supreme elders of the 7 great sections. Moreover, no one knew how many true disciples there were in the 4 great academies. 10,000 years ago, there were originally 8 great sections. One of them was called the Sky-Bearing Sect. Back then, the Sky-Bearing Sect produced a peerless genius called Qing Tian. He had cultivated to the half-step primordial spirit realm before the age of 25. His cultivation was extremely powerful, and his strength swept across the 8 great sections. He had even defeated some of the true disciples of the 4 great academies. It was because he had defeated the true disciples of the 4 great academies that he was overflowing with confidence. He thought that his strength was invincible in the ancient wilderness. Hence, he made a shocking decision, which was to take over the 4 great academies and unite them with the 8 great sections. He would become the strongest force in the ancient wilderness. However, he would never have dreamed that on the 2nd day after he made this decision, a young man would appear. That man was about 22 or 23 years old. He did not have a trace of a martial artist's aura, as though he was an ordinary person who could not be more ordinary. When that man saw Qing Tian, he said, "A piece of trash wants to unify the ancient wilderness and unite the 4 great academies and the 8 great sects." Trash. How arrogant and conceited was Qing Tian. How could he not be angry when someone called him trash? "Who are you? Why are you so arrogant?" Qing Tian looked at the man and said, "You are not worthy to know my name. You are too arrogant. I will teach you a lesson and let you know the immensity of heaven and earth." After that man finished speaking, he struck out with his sword. Qing Tian was defeated. He lost miserably. His dantian was destroyed, and his cultivation was crippled. Since then, the Sky-Bearing Sect declined. Out of the 8 great sects in the ancient wilderness, only 7 were left. Hearing this, Yang Hongwu was the most shocked. The 4 great academies had such a terrifying foundation. What level was that young man's strength at? One mystery after another made Yang Hongwu feel extremely shocked. A super genius that swept across the 7 great sects, a peerless expert, could not even block a single move from that young man. How powerful were the 4 great academies? Yang Hongwu thought of the ancient domain. Qinxue, what is the relationship between the 4 great academies and the ancient domain? There is one in the ancient domain, but it is not called an academy. It is called the Immortal Palace. There are 4 great immortal palaces in the ancient domain: Tai Xianfu, Tianyi Immortal Palace, Divine Ocean Immortal Palace, and Kunlun Immortal Palace. These 4 great immortal palaces are the names of the 4 great academies in the ancient domain. They are extremely powerful in the ancient domain. Almost all the disciples of the sects and clans in the ancient domain will be sent to the 4 great immortal palaces to cultivate. Hua Qinxue explained, "No one knows the background of the 4 great immortal palaces. Even the leaders of the 4 great immortal palaces are unknown. Rumor has it that the leaders of the 4 great immortal palaces are all heavenly gods. They are as powerful as the Qiyu War god. 4 great academies, 4 great immortal palaces." Yang Hongwu took a deep breath. If he could become a true disciple of the Tianyi Academy, killing Zitian would be as easy as killing a dog. Chapter 172. Embryonic form of sword intent with Zhang Qiushuang accompanying him. It saved Yang Hongwu a lot of trouble. At the very least, he didn't have to worry about getting lost. The 3rd day, the 2 of them arrived at a border town. Although it was a border town, it was very famous. It was called Zhanlong Town. Thousands of years ago, a genius disciple of the Tianyi Academy, killed a raging flame horn dragon, a savage beast that was about to break through to the 7th level. That was how the Zhanlong town got its name. There was a valley near Zhanlong town, and it was the lair of the raging flame horn dragon. There were several powerful raging flame horn dragons living there. These raging flame horn dragons had terrifying strength. The weakest of them was equivalent to a half-step essence soul. It was rumored that there was also a genuine 7th rank raging flame horn dragon. As for whether it was true or not, no one knew. That valley was called the Horn Dragon Valley. There was a natural formation there. The formation was very strange. Once one entered it, one would get lost. Very few people could come out. Thus, that valley was one of the most dangerous places in the Tianyi Academy's territory. Horn Dragon Valley, raging flame, horn dragon. Yang Hongwu's eyeballs constantly spun. If he was able to kill a raging flame, horn dragon and devour its flesh, inner core, and even the dragon soul, then his strength would be able to steadily break through to the Violet Palace realm. You want the raging flame horn dragon? Seeing Yang Hongwu's expression, Zhang Qiushuang slightly frowned and said, "Stop dreaming. The raging flame horn dragon usually doesn't come out, and it's not realistic to enter the Horn Dragon Valley unless you're a level 6 array master. Otherwise, it'll be a problem. Moreover, the weakest raging flame horn dragon in the Horn Dragon Valley is a level 6 savage beast, and there might even be a level 7 savage beast. If you want to die, I won't stop you." Yang Hongwu chuckled and said, "I'm just thinking about it. I won't really go. If I want to go to the Horn Dragon Valley, I'll have to wait until my strength reaches the mysterious embryo realm." Although he said that, he was secretly scheming. His constitution was the 9 dragons' sacred body, which exerted a great bloodline pressure on the raging flame horn dragon. After activating the 9 dragons' sacred body, the raging flame horn dragon wouldn't be able to display its full strength. If he used the divine dragon demon suppressing talisman, he might have a chance. The two of them planned to rest for a day in Zhanlong town before continuing their journey. After all, once they arrived at Zhanlong town, they wouldn't be far from Tianyi Academy. Just as they arrived at the entrance of Zhanlong town, someone stopped them. After seeing who it was, Zhang Qiushuang's expression changed drastically. She said to Yang Hongwu, "Let's go. We have to leave this place quickly. I've been waiting for you for a long time, and you still want to leave?" Hua Ziyu hugged his sword and appeared in front of Yang Hongwu in a flash. He said indifferently. Yang Hongwu's pupil shrank. This person was too strong. He was at least at the 9th level of the mystic embryo realm, or even the 10th level. He held a long sword in his arms, but the sword chi was sharp and fierce. His whole person was like a sword that had not been unsheathed. Dangerous, very dangerous. "Who are you?" Yang Hongwu knew that this guy had most likely come for him. That murderous aura was directed at him. Yang Hongwu, who had cultivated the 10 directions killing fist, was very sensitive to murderous aura. However, he only discovered it now. This was more than enough to prove how terrifying this guy was. Kaiyin sect, Hua Ziyu. Hua Ziyu, the strongest true disciple of the Kaiyin sect. Hua Ziyu? Yang Hongwu couldn't help but cry out. Hua Ziyu's name was not at all inferior to Zion's. Hua Ziyu's strength and aptitude were both nature-defying existences. The reason why he was called the strongest true disciple and not the Holy Son was because he had not broken through to the 7th level of the mystic embryo realm at the age of 30. However, his strength was undeniably strong. When he was at the 6th level of the mystic embryo realm, he had once defeated a mystic embryo realm expert. Now, his strength had reached an unimaginable level. Even a half-step primordial soul realm elder was not his match. Rumor had it that he had already comprehended a trace of sword intent. Yes, sword intent. This was precisely why he was so terrifying. Duan Ziyu's battle physique was not some powerful battle physique. It was far inferior to Su Yueshi's golden sword physique. However, his swordsmanship had long reached the acme of perfection. Rumor had it that he cultivated a heaven-tier sword technique, and this sword technique had already reached great accomplishment. The strength of a heavenly level cultivation technique was extremely difficult to cultivate. This was publicly acknowledged by everyone. Not to mention the great accomplishment. Even the small accomplishment was already extremely terrifying. However, he had actually cultivated it to the great accomplishment level. One could well imagine how monstrous his talent was. He had an ordinary constitution, but he had a shocking comprehension ability and had comprehended a powerful sword intent. This person was a truly terrifying opponent. Yang Hongwu knew that if he faced Huiziyu alone, he would not have the slightest chance of victory. This was because Huiziyu was really too powerful. "That's right, it's me," Huiziyu said. "You're a good opponent. Just like me, you're a peerless genius. Moreover, you have an advantage that I don't have, and that is your powerful battle physique. I originally wanted to wait for you to grow up before fighting with you, but I can't disobey my master's orders. Make your move. I will suppress my cultivation to the half-step Violet Mansion realm." Huiziyu took a step forward and stared at Yang Hongwu. Huiziyu's words stunned Yang Hongwu. This guy actually wanted to suppress his cultivation realm to fight with him. Was there something wrong with his head? Yang Hongwu had already planned to use the lesser transfer talisman to escape, but this guy actually said such a thing. "Don't agree to it." Zheng Qiushuang, who was at the side, shook her head and stopped him. Although he suppressed his cultivation realm, he has already comprehended the embryonic form of sword intent. Challenging someone of a higher cultivation realm is as easy as eating and drinking. You're far from being his opponent. If you don't agree, you'll have to die. Huiziyu's tone was still very calm, as if killing Yang Hongwu and Su Yueshi was a trivial matter. "So what? I like to see what you, Huiziyu, are capable of," Zheng Qiushuang shouted. "I'm not someone to be trifled with. I admit that I can't beat you, but it's not that easy for you to kill me." Huiziyu shook his head and said, "It's better if it's Zetian. You're still too far away. Even the current Zetian is not qualified to be my opponent." Zheng Qiushuang was furious and was about to attack. Yang Hongwu stretched out his hand and stopped her, saying, "Okay, I promise you." The embryonic form of sword intent was really interesting. If he had truly comprehended sword intent, then he would have to weigh it a few times. However, he had only comprehended the embryonic form of sword intent, so Yang Hongwu was not worried. It just so happened that he could also take this opportunity to test how powerful sword intent was. Yang Hongwu's heart was like a mirror. Although his combat strength was strong now, and it was easy for him to kill enemies above his level, it was actually because of Hua Qianxue. If he didn't have Hua Qianxue's fighting spirit possession, although he could also challenge opponents above his level, that was relying on absolute combat strength. He had almost no skill and comprehension of sword intent. Yang Hongwu intended to use Huiziyu to help him comprehend real martial arts and improve his realm. It would be best if he could comprehend his own sword intent. "You're crazy. This guy won't be merciful. You may die in his hands." Seeing Yang Hongwu agree, Zheng Qiushuang's face changed greatly, and she shouted loudly, "Die!" Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, "No, I know it in my heart. If he attacked with his full strength and didn't suppress his cultivation realm, I may die. But he suppressed his cultivation realm, so it's not certain who will win." Chapter 173. Defeat. Good. This is the opponent I have my eyes on. Huiziyu's aura also rose, his fighting spirit soaring. "Make your move, or you won't have a chance." So arrogant, so confident. If he didn't make the first move, he wouldn't have a chance? This made Yang Hongwu very uncomfortable. "All right." Yang Hongwu didn't stand on ceremony. "Since he wanted me to make the first move, then I'll make the first move." He pulled out the invincible saber and held it tightly with both hands. The aura of his entire body rose. Behind him, a golden dragon with a domineering and ferocious aura soared into the clouds. Golden light flickered, and Yang Hongwu looked like a god in front of him. He gently raised the long saber in his hand, and the power in his body had already accumulated to the limit. Azure Dragon, 9 consecutive strikes. The saber shadows that filled the sky enveloped Huiziyu. The terrifying saber chi interweaved into a huge net that enveloped him. making it impossible for him to dodge. It was as if Hua Ziyu would be cut into pieces by this terrifying saber chi in the next moment. Good saber technique. Hua Ziyu moved. The long sword in his hand came out of its sheath with a swoosh. The long sword danced like autumn leaves. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The sword light was like leaves that were blown away by a gust of wind. The saber light was shattered one after another. Every sword chi seemed to have eyes, accurately hitting the saber chi one after another. Yang Hongwu's face was solemn. It could be seen that Hua Ziyu had not used his full strength. He was only defending and did not attack. The most powerful thing about the sword was not defense. Hua Ziyu was not a defensive sword cultivator. The sword was used to kill. Saber breaking the heavens. Yang Hongwu roared and slashed out again. A dazzling saber light soared into the sky, cutting through the sky as if it was going to cut the entire sky open. This saber is very good, very strong. Hua Ziyu struck out with his sword. It was an ordinary strike. This strike was like a child, an ordinary child holding a branch and gently thrusting it out. It was so easy, so casual, so ordinary. There was not even the slightest bit of aura or sword chi. It was as if there was no strength at all. The saber light and the long sword collided. Crack! There seemed to be a crisp sound in his ears. The terrifying saber light was shattered and turned into nothingness, dissipating in the air. Hua Ziyu gently withdrew his long sword, as if nothing had happened. F***CK, this is too much. Yang Hongwu almost vomited blood. He had slashed out with all his strength, but the other party had broken it so easily with a casual stab of his hand. Was this the embryonic form of sword essence? Wasn't that a little too terrifying? Yang Hongwu stared at Hua Ziyu. F***CK, sword intent is so powerful. I wonder when I will be able to comprehend saber intent. Swords had sword intent, and sabers also had saber intent. Unless he could comprehend saber intent, he would not be able to defeat him. At the very least, if they were at the same level, he would not be able to defeat him. I'm going to get serious. Yang Hongwu said. There was nothing else he could do. If he couldn't win, then he could only use the battle spirit possession. This was his trump card. So you still have a trump card. That's good, lest you disappoint me. Ever since I comprehended sword intent, no one in the same level is my opponent. I have never been defeated. Then I'll let you be defeated. Yang Hongwu roared. Battle spirit possession. Mysterious dragon 9 transformations. 4th transformation. It turned out that the golden dragon vision had changed. A pure white lotus appeared around the golden dragon vision. That was Hua Qinshue's battle body vision. Double vision, I see. Yang Hongwu's aura continued to rise. First level of the Purple Mansion realm, second level of the Purple Mansion realm, and finally stopped at the 5th level of the Purple Mansion realm. His current aura was far beyond the 5th level of the Purple Mansion realm. Such strength was not weaker than the 6th level of the Purple Mansion realm, or even the 7th level of the Purple Mansion realm. My saber art is not my forte. Yang Hongwu put away his saber. Murderous aura burst out from his eyes. The murderous aura condensed and turned into 2 arrows that shot out. Such powerful killing intent. Fist of slaughter? Seeing Yang Hongwu put on a pair of boxing gloves, Hua Ziyu's face turned serious. He didn't know what secret art Yang Hongwu used, but his strength increased drastically. His aura reached the 5th level of the Purple Mansion realm. Coupled with the killing intent from the Fist of Slaughter, Hua Ziyu became serious. Omnidirectional Fist of Slaughter, Descent of the Killing God. Hua Ziyu threw out a punch. The fist force condensed together. That horrifying fist force condensed into a ferocious fist force. The true chi condensed into a horrifying killing god. This killing god's murderous aura condensed into many Azuras. It was like a scene of hell on earth. Mountains of corpses, seas of bones, and rivers of blood. No matter how many tricks you have, I will break them all with my sword. Hua Ziyu drew out his sword. The sword chi soared into the sky. This sword chi seemed to come from the heavens, from the primordial era. The will of the sword, the embryonic form of sword intent. One sword to break all techniques. The fist force broke, and the killing god scattered. The sword chi broke through the sky. The powerful force exploded, creating a huge crater on the ground. The surrounding trees were shattered by the terrifying force, and everything was in ruins. Cough, cough. Yang Hongwu coughed a few times and removed the battle spirit possession. He spat out a mouthful of blood. Huiziyu didn't feel good either. His face was pale, and the blood from his right hand flowed down the sword hilt, dyeing the sword red. I lost. Huiziyu sheathed his sword and raised his head to look at Yang Hongwu. You didn't lose. I lost. I used all my trump cards, but I still couldn't defeat you. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. No, I lost. A loss is a loss. I had to use the power of the Purple Mansion realm to block your attack. You are strong, but your intent realm and saber art are too weak. Yi Fuqian's eyes were filled with disdain as he said, You are strong, but your intent realm and saber art are too weak. Huiziyu said, If you can improve your understanding of martial arts, fist intent, and saber intent, your strength will be even more terrifying. Yang Hongwu was very clear about this, especially after seeing Huiziyu's sword intent. Yang Hongwu couldn't wait to improve his understanding of martial arts and intent. You should leave quickly. This time, I'm not the only one who came to kill you. There's another one. His name is Bu Jiqian, and his cultivation has reached the 10th level of the mysterious embryo realm. You're not his match. Huiziyu turned and left. Are you okay? Zheng Qiushuang saw Yang Hongwu spit out blood and quickly ran over to support him. She asked with concern. Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, I'm fine. I just suffered some minor injuries and consumed a lot of qi. It's not a big deal. I'll be fine after taking a pill. Now we have to leave this place and go to the Celestial Academy. Otherwise, if Bu Jiqian catches up to us, we'll be in trouble. Bu Jiqian. Zheng Qiushuang's expression changed greatly. Bu Jiqian wasn't like Huiziyu. He was an upright gentleman and had his own pride. Bu Jiqian was vicious and merciless and would do anything to complete a mission. He would do anything to achieve his goal. Yes, Bu Jiqian. This time, the Clear Cloud sect didn't just send Huiziyu. There's also another Bu Jiqian. Yang Hongwu said, Although your strength isn't bad, you have no chance of winning against a 10th level mysterious embryo realm cultivator like Bu Jiqian. Chapter 174. In the Horned Dragon Valley, hold on to my hand, don't let go, Yang Hongwu hurriedly said to Zheng Qiushuang. What? Zheng Qiushuang was stunned. Hurry up, or it'll be too late. This guy isn't someone we can deal with, Yang Hongwu urged when he saw Zheng Qiushuang's dazed expression. Although he didn't know what Yang Hongwu meant at this critical moment, he must have his reasons for saying so. With his left hand held tightly by Zheng Qiushuang, Yang Hongwu took out a jade talisman with his right hand. It was the Lesser Shift Talisman. He released his true energy and crushed the jade talisman, turning it into a white light that enveloped the two of them. The power of space vibrated, and Yang Hongwu and Zheng Qiushuang disappeared. Damn it, it's actually a Lesser Shift Talisman. Bu Jiqian, who was flying through the air, was furious when he saw that Yang Hongwu and Zheng Qiushuang had teleported away. He had gone through so much trouble to find them, but they had disappeared again before he could even see their shadows. Damn it, the heavens were truly abominable. You pair of dogs, I'll definitely catch you. Bu Jiqian's aura erupted, and he swung the long saber in his hand to vent his anger. He destroyed the surrounding vegetation, and only then did he hatefully leave. Yang Hongwu had used the Lesser Shift Talisman, and he and Zheng Qiushuang were teleported to an unfamiliar place. The Lesser Shift Talisman had a drawback, and that was that it couldn't be used to control one's exact location. Yang Hongwu opened his eyes and reluctantly let go of Zheng Qiushuang's hand. Zheng Qiushuang's hand was white and delicate, soft and boneless. He really couldn't bear to let go. Feeling Yang Hongwu's gentle and warm hand let go, Zheng Qiushuang felt a little disappointed. You used the Lesser Shift Talisman? Zheng Qiushuang asked. Yang Hongwu nodded. I used the last Lesser Shift Talisman. Next time, if we meet an enemy, we'll be in trouble. He could refine the Lesser Shift Talisman himself, but it was inconvenient to do so here. The spiritual chi in this place was very abundant, but it was shaded by trees. Those towering trees towered into the clouds. I don't know where this is. I'll climb up and take a look. Yang Hongwu pointed at the tallest ancient tree in front of him. Let me go. You haven't recovered yet, Zheng Qiushuang said. Yang Hongwu nodded and did not argue. His strength had not fully recovered. More importantly, Hua Qinxue had also consumed a lot of energy. She had already entered the immortal pagoda to cultivate and recover. Yang Hongwu released the 9 frost centipede and sat down cross-legged to recover. After a while, Yang Hongwu opened his eyes. At this time, Zheng Qiushuang was also guarding him. Seeing him wake up, he asked, "How are you now? Have you recovered?" Yang Hongwu nodded. "Yes, my injuries have been healed, and my cultivation has almost recovered. By the way, what is this place? Do you see anything?" "I don't know. I climbed up to take a look. The entire area is covered by a layer of fog. I can't see the end, so I don't know where this place is." Zheng Qiushuang shook her head. "Did you find anything else?" Yang Hongwu asked again. "This place, how could I not find anything? The range of the Lesser Shift Talisman would not be too far, at most a few hundred miles." Zheng Qiushuang shook her head. "The range of the Lesser Shift Talisman is only a few hundred miles. Do you not know if there is a place like this within a few hundred miles of Zhanlong town?" Yang Hongwu was puzzled. Zheng Qiushuang seemed to be very familiar with this place. How could she not know where this place was? "Oh, this sleep was so good. I haven't had such a good sleep in a long time. Hey, where's this place? It seems very familiar." Suddenly, a voice came from Yang Hongwu's pocket. Yang Hongwu and Zheng Qiushuang were shocked. Only then did they notice that a white mouse had crawled out of Yang Hongwu's pocket. It was shaking its head and mumbling. "What a cute mouse." After seeing it clearly, Zheng Qiushuang's eyes lit up and she exclaimed, "You're the mouse. Your whole family are the mice." The illusion cloud mouse glared at her and cursed. Yang Hongwu was speechless. Damn, this damn illusion cloud mouse. How could it be so arrogant? This bastard. Last time, after swallowing a few beast spirit pills that he had refined, it went into hibernation. Now that it woke up, how could it be so arrogant? "Shut up. Did you hear that? Shut up. Don't interrupt me when I'm talking." "Ha, this mouse is so cute," Zheng Qiushuang said. "What kind of savage beast is this? I want to get one too." "The illusion cloud mouse." "Yes, I got it by accident," Yang Hongwu said. "Well, it's not simple. It can talk." Is it a 7th level savage beast?" Zheng Qiushuang suddenly remembered something. If a savage beast wanted to talk, it had to be at the 7th level. This inconspicuous mouse was actually a level 7 savage beast. This was too unbelievable. Yang Hongwu was stunned as well. This little guy could talk. Several beast spirit pills had made this mouse a 7th level savage beast? No, that was not right. The illusion cloud mouse rolled its eyes and said, "I am a venerable beast. Do you know what a venerable beast is? It would be strange if a venerable beast could not talk." "What venerable beast? Shut up and tell me. What is going on?" Yang Hongwu bellowed. "Have you reached the 7th level?" "No," the illusion cloud mouse said. "Then what is your current rank?" Yang Hongwu asked again. He had thought that he really had a 7th level pet. In that case, he wouldn't have to worry about being hunted down. He would even be able to attend the Heavenly Legends competition half a year later. But that didn't seem right. This illusion cloud mouse didn't seem to be that powerful. No rank. What do you mean by no rank? Yang Hongwu said angrily. Are you kidding me? Believe it or not, I'll cook you and feed you to the cat. The illusory cloud rat said, it means that my level is neither level 7 nor level 6. I don't know what level I am at now, but my combat power should be at level 6. In other words, I can make an ordinary mystic embryo realm warrior lose himself in an illusion. If it's a mystic embryo realm warrior with a strong mind, I can't do anything. The mouse had brought Yang Hongwu hope, but it had also disappointed him. That being said, if the illusion cloud mouse cooperated with him in a battle, his strength would be enhanced. The 3 savage beasts, the illusion cloud mouse, the 9 coldness centipede, and the giant eagle were all 6th-level savage beasts. If they worked together, they could even defeat a warrior at the 7th level of the arcane embryo stage. Of course, that was the case for the average arcane embryo stage warriors. The same could not be said for the geniuses who could challenge those at a higher level. What is the illusion cloud mouse's name? Call me the illusion cloud venerable beast, the illusion cloud mouse said. Shut up. This little thing is called Little White. I found it in a ruin. I only know that it is the illusion cloud mouse. I don't know the details, Yang Hongwu said. Chapter 175. Raging Flamehorn Dragon. Seeing Zheng Qiushuang reach out her hand, the illusory cloud rat jumped onto Yang Hongwu's other shoulder. All right, Little White, do you know where we are? Yang Hongwu was still a little troubled. He didn't know anything about this place. If he couldn't find the way out, it would be troublesome. Moreover, he was always worried about unfamiliar places. Who knew if there would be any terrifying fellows in this place? This is the Horned Dragon Valley. What? Yang Hongwu and Zheng Qiushuang were shocked. Horned Dragon Valley? Are you kidding? I won't remember wrongly. This is the Horned Dragon Valley. I've been here before. I can still feel the aura of that old horned dragon. The illusory cloud, Rat said. Yang Hongwu and Zheng Qiushuang looked at each other. Trouble. This was big trouble. This was the Horned Dragon Valley. How could they get out? If they encountered a raging flame horned dragon, it would be a huge problem. Even if the two of them worked together, they wouldn't be able to escape. Moreover, there wasn't just one raging flame horned dragon here. There were many of them. If a group of them surrounded them, it would be strange if they didn't die. Do you know the way out? Since the illusory cloud, Rat knew about this place, it must know the way out. This was good news. I know. However, from where we are now, if we want to get out, we have to pass through a few raging flamehorn dragon lairs. The illusory cloud, Rat said. Those big lizards aren't easy to deal with. Once we enter their territory, we will be attacked. They are very territorial. Is there any way to avoid them? Yang Hongwu thought for a while and said, No. The illusory cloud, Rat shook its head. This is the only way. We have to pass through at least 3 dragon lairs. This was too much of a trap. It seemed that a battle was unavoidable. How strong is this raging flame horned dragon? Does it have any weaknesses? Know yourself and know your enemy. If he could find the raging flame horned dragon's weakness, that would be the best. If it really didn't work, he would have to use other methods. The raging flame horned dragon is very powerful. An average adult raging flame horned dragon is at the late stage of the 6th rank, and even the weakest is at the mid-stage of the 6th rank. Of course, they have their weaknesses. The reverse scale under their neck is their weakness, the illusion cloud rat said. Late class 6. Yang Hongwu glanced at Zheng Qiushuang. She was at the late stage of level 6, which was still within the acceptable range. If she was above level 6, it would be troublesome. After all, Zheng Qiushuang was at the 7th level of the arcane embryonic realm. She was very powerful and could fight against a martial artist at the 8th level of the arcane embryonic realm. On top of that, he had a bloodline advantage over the raging flame horned dragon. Coupled with the divine dragon demon suppressing talisman, he could probably win. It's all right. However, there is one more problem, the illusion cloud rat said. Any other questions? Yang Hongwu said, You little bastard, don't hesitate. If you have something to say, just say it. Can't you say it clearly in one go? Master, I also sense the aura of that old lizard. That old lizard is much stronger than before. I'm sure that it has already broken through the 7th rank, or even stronger. The illusion cloud rat said, If the old lizard were to attack, we wouldn't even have the chance to escape. When Yang Hongwu heard this, he was speechless. This was too much of a scam. The 7th rank, it was actually a 7th rank savage beast. A 7th rank savage beast and a 6th rank savage beast were not on the same level. Even a peak 6th rank savage beast was like a bug in front of a 7th rank savage beast. The gap was too big. What the hell? Then what should we do? Yang Hongwu thought for a while and said, I wonder if we can get out of here with a small transfer talisman. Master, do you have a small transfer talisman? No, but I can refine it, Yang Hongwu said. Then, if we encounter a big lizard and can't defeat it, we can run. Although the small transfer talisman can't get us out of here, it can teleport us to the exit. Then we can get out, right? The illusion cloud rat said, if Master has a large transfer talisman, you can directly teleport us out. Large transfer talisman? You wish. My strength is not enough to refine a large transfer talisman. A large transfer talisman can only be refined by a 6th rank or 7th rank talisman master. I'm only a 4th rank talisman master, not even a 5th rank talisman master. The small transfer talisman I refine is made of talisman jade, and it's a one-time consumable. Yang Hongwu snappily said, how could something like the Great Shift Talisman be so easy to refine? What? Yang Hongwu, you're also a talisman master? Yang Hongwu's words shocked Zheng Qiushuang. He was so young, but he was also a talisman master. A 4th rank talisman master who could refine a small transfer talisman. This identity was too terrifying. Zheng Qiushuang knew some things about Yang Hongwu. It was rumored that he was a beast tamer, but she didn't know that he was also a talisman master. He also possessed the Golden Dragon War body and passed through the 7 heart refining arrays of the Sky Dragon sect. Coupled with his 2 identities as a beast tamer and talisman master, it was simply amazing. Well, a little talisman master is nothing to show off. Yang Hongwu nodded. Did you refine the small transfer talisman? Yang Hongwu nodded again. However, although I can refine the small transfer talisman, it needs to be refined with talisman jade. Moreover, it consumes a lot of energy. I can only refine one at a time. Amazing, too amazing. I think those people in the Sky Dragon sect must have a screw loose. Such a super genius was actually driven out. Zheng Qiushuang was really shocked by Yang Hongwu. She was even more shocked than when he defeated Huiziyu. For this kind of genius, no matter which sect, they would focus on training. It was impossible to punish him for killing 2 outer disciples. Not to mention outer disciples. Even if he killed 2 successor disciples, he would not be affected. Not to mention the 7 major sects. Such a disciple, even if placed in the 4 major institutions, would be the focus of attention. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. Isn't this all because of your so-called fiancé? When Zheng Qiushuang heard Yang Hongwu mention Zitian, she was unhappy and said with a glare, if you talk about this again, I will fall out with you. Okay, I was wrong, okay? Yang Hongwu hurriedly apologized. A long roar was heard. It was the sound of a dragon. Not good. A big lizard has discovered our aura and is rushing over. The illusion cloud rat cried and jumped into Yang Hongwu's pocket. Let's go. Yang Hongwu made a prompt decision. Although a raging flamehorn dragon was not a big threat, he was afraid of provoking those terrifying old guys. Here. The illusion cloud rat commanded from Yang Hongwu's pocket. The 2 of them sped up. They did not dare to release the Dapeng Golden Eagle. There was a special layer of restriction in the air here. Moreover, if it was released, it would become a big target. All of a sudden, its position would be exposed, which was even more troublesome. The raging flame horn dragon's speed was not to be underestimated. Its body was also very huge. When it ran wildly, towering ancient trees were knocked over. Chapter 176. Kill. Faster. The illusory cloud rat kept calling and urging. Yang Hongwu wished he could grow 2 more legs. Dragon swimming in the 9 heavens was already at its peak. However, without the follow-up, he had already cultivated it to its peak. The raging flamehorn dragon was still in hot pursuit. 2 people and a rat ran wildly. Oh no, there's another one in front. The illusory cloud rat suddenly said. F***CK, you bastard. Is this how you lead the way? Yang Hongwu cursed as he ran. F***CK, there was a dragon blocking the way in front and a dragon chasing behind. There was no path left and right. Was there anything worse than this? That, I don't know either. The illusory cloud rat knew that Yang Hongwu was really angry. It felt wrong. Forget it. Since we can't escape, let's get rid of one first, Yang Hongwu said. How strong is the one in front? Intermediate level 6. Its strength is equivalent to Arcane Embryo Realm level 6, the illusory cloud rat explained. That's good. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath and said, You release the illusion. I'll use the Dragon God Demon Suppression Talisman to suppress it. Qiu Shuang, you're in charge of attacking and killing it. Okay. After dividing the work, they started to attack. They were extremely fast. In a dozen breaths, they met the raging flame horn dragon. When enemies meet on a narrow path, the brave one wins. When it got closer, the figure of the raging flame horn dragon appeared in front of Yang Hongwu and the others. Its shape was similar to a Tyrannosaurus rex. The difference was that this raging flame horn dragon had a sharp horn on its head. It was like a sharp thorn. It was red all over like balls of fire. That was why it was called the raging flame horn dragon. Attack! Yang Hongwu roared and started to attack. First, the illusory cloud rat used its illusion to slow down the raging flame horn dragon. At this moment, Yang Hongwu's mind moved and a huge talisman flew out from his sea of consciousness. It emitted a bright golden light, and then runes flew out from the talisman. These mysterious runes condensed together and formed a huge word Jiao. Suppress. Yang Hongwu spat out a word. The huge suppress character flew out and imprinted itself between the raging flame horn dragon's eyebrows. Immediately, the raging flame horn dragon's aura weakened by more than half. Zheng Xiushuang was a super genius. Her cultivation had already reached the 7th level of the arcane embryo realm. Her combat strength was very strong, and her combat awareness was not to be underestimated. The instant the raging flame horn dragon's aura weakened, it launched an attack. A silver-white light flashed and entered the reverse scale under the raging flame horn dragon's neck. Woo! The raging flame horn dragon's reverse scale was pierced, and a powerful force shattered its internal organs. Blood spurted out of the wound like a high-pressure water gun. The huge body collapsed with a rumble. Yang Hongwu grabbed the raging flame horn dragon's body and put it into his storage space. Naturally, he collected its blood. He couldn't let it go to waste. Let's go. The speed increased. 2 people and 1 mouse rushed out of this area in the time it took to take a breath. Over there, the illusory cloud rat continued to lead the way. Yang Hongwu was a little worried, but there was nothing he could do. After all, the illusory cloud rat had been here before and knew the map. He and Zheng Xiushuang had never been here before, so they could only rely on the illusory cloud rat. If you make another mistake, I will kill you, Yang Hongwu said. Don't worry, I won't make another mistake. I'm a venerable beast. How could I make a mistake when I'm just leading the way? After running for nearly an hour, they finally got rid of the raging flame horn dragon. There's a cave ahead. Let's rest there, the illusory cloud rat said. I opened it when I came here. What good stuff is it hiding? Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up. Logically speaking, the origin of the illusory cloud rat was beyond his imagination. Before its cultivation fell, this little guy should have been at least a level 7 savage beast, or even higher. Not to mention a level 7 savage beast, even the lair of a level 6 savage beast would have some good stuff. Hearing Yang Hongwu's words, the illusory cloud rat kept shaking its head like a rattle drum. No, nothing. Yang Hongwu put on a smile. This bastard must have hidden something good. Otherwise, why would it have such an expression? The more excited it was, the more suspicious it was. Little White, you know the consequences of lying. You will end up miserable. I'm your master. You can imagine what will happen to you if you go against your master's will. You? Why am I so unlucky to have such a master? He's a vampire. He wants to rob his battle pet. The cloud rat cried miserably as if its parents had died. You? Why am I so unlucky to have such a master? Yang Hongwu, your battle pet is so fun. Can you give it to me? Zheng Xiushuang blinked her big eyes and looked at Yang Hongwu. No. Before Yang Hongwu could say anything, the illusory cloud rat glared at Zheng Xiushuang and said, You're so ugly. How can you be my master? You're not even as good as Yang Hongwu. Zheng Xiushuang was so angry that she almost vomited blood. A mouse actually despises me for being ugly. That's because we have different aesthetic standards, okay? I'm clearly a fairy beauty. Yang Hongwu, I'm hungry. I think this rat is fat. It should taste good if I roast it. Women were the most vengeful. She glared at the illusory cloud rat with murderous intent. How dare you say I'm ugly? You're dead meat. Okay, stop it. It will be bad if the raging flame horn dragon comes. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. This illusory cloud rat had a bad mouth. How dare it say a woman was ugly? Didn't it know that this was a woman's taboo? No matter what kind of woman, as long as she was a woman, she cared about her appearance the most. Yang Hongwu asked the illusory cloud rat to enter the cave first. Yang Hongwu followed closely behind. There's a formation? An illusory formation couldn't stop Yang Hongwu. Of course. How could I not have some tricks up my sleeve? If there wasn't a formation, wouldn't the things here have been taken away by someone? No, by those big lizards. The illusory cloud rat said. The raging flamehorn dragon here was of a high level. Naturally, it had good intelligence. If it found any good treasure, it wouldn't let it go. They entered the cave. The cave wasn't big, but it was long and narrow. There was a passage leading to the inside. Above their heads, there were shining cores of savage beasts. Looking at these cores, Yang Hongwu's eyes widened. Damn, these are the rare light attribute cores. They're very helpful to light attribute cultivators. Don't even think about these cores. Once you take them away, this cave will collapse. Looking at its unscrupulous master's eyes, the illusory cloud rat immediately said, You're not serious, are you? Taking these cores will cause the cave to collapse? Yang Hongwu found it hard to believe. Is this guy worried that I'll dig out the cores, so it's trying to trick me? Experience told Yang Hongwu that this cunning rat was absolutely capable of doing such a thing. Of course. You're my master. Why would I lie to you? At worst, I'll let you take one of my collections, the illusory cloud rat said. One? Yang Hongwu glared at it and said angrily, Damn it. You're my battle pet. All your things are mine. How dare you bargain? I think you don't want to live anymore. Chapter 177. Ancient Prohibition, Shameless. Just kill me. The illusory cloud rat closed its eyes and pretended to be dead. It had an expression that said, You can do whatever you want. F***ck you. You dare to threaten me? Yang Hongwu was infuriated. How dare a battle pet threaten me? He picked up the illusion cloud rat. Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. I'll just strangle you to death. Cough, cough. With Yang Hongwu choking its neck, the illusory cloud rat found it difficult to breathe. Zheng Qiushuang slapped Yang Hongwu's hand away and said, Seriously, how can you be angry with a battle pet? This little bastard is too arrogant. I'm its master, but it doesn't put me in its eyes at all. After a long time, I'm afraid that even I, its master, will be betrayed by it. Yang Hongwu said, This is your fault. Although you are its master, its things are not yours. Zheng Qiushuang rolled her eyes and said, Why should it give it up? The illusion cloud rat coughed and said, That's right, that's right. Miss Zheng is right. Pretty girls are reasonable, unlike some unscrupulous masters who have no morals at all. They are so shameless that they would even rob their battle pets of their belongings. Am I not ugly? Zheng Qiushuang said snappily. This rat was really cunning, like a chameleon. It just said that she was ugly. You flatter me, you flatter me. Miss Zheng is the most beautiful. She's like a fairy that has descended to the mortal world. She's so beautiful that even the moon and flowers would be put to shame. F***ck. He even knows how to bootlick. What a bootlicker. Yang Hongwu sent the illusion cloud rat flying with a slap. Hurry up and lead the way. What exactly is there? If it's helpful to me, then it's mine. If it's not, then I don't need it. It won't be of any help to you at all. Don't worry, but this beauty will be useful, the illusion cloud rat said as it leaped up and rushed forward. Be careful and follow me. Otherwise, I won't be responsible if you trigger any traps, the illusion cloud rat said as it walked. Yang Hongwu followed behind. This rat had really become a demon. He knew how to set up arrays and mechanisms. However, if a mouse could speak, what else could it be but a spirit? After carefully passing through a long and narrow passageway, a stone door appeared. The illusion cloud rat jumped up and moved a few times on the stone door. Then the stone door creaked open. This is your territory? You can open up such a space and even make a stone door? Yang Hongwu couldn't believe it. How could a mouse build such an immortal cave? It was clearly man-made. Of course it's me. The illusion cloud rat said proudly. I'm omnipotent. A mere cave abode is nothing to me. It's just nonsense, right? Yang Hongwu didn't believe it. Zheng Qiushuang didn't believe it either. Savage beasts, even level 7 savage beasts, wouldn't build such an immortal cave. Their immortal cave abodes were natural caves or dugout. There wouldn't be stone tables, stone stools, or stone doors. Tell me the truth. What's going on here? Yang Hongwu saw a big box in front of him. Let's see what's inside. These are all mine. Don't take them. Seeing that Yang Hongwu was about to open the big box, the illusion cloud rat jumped on top of the box and blocked Yang Hongwu. Little thing, get out of the way. How can this be yours? Do you need a table or a stool? Do you know how to make a box? That's nonsense. Yang Hongwu said, I'll see if there's anything in this box that I need. If not, I'll leave it to you. Yang Hongwu picked up the illusion cloud rat and threw it to the side. Damn it, but you have to be able to open it first. Although the illusion cloud rat was unwilling, it had no choice. A seal. There's actually a special seal? Hua Qinshue's voice rang in Yang Hongwu's ears. These seals aren't simple. They were left behind from ancient times. A restriction from the ancient times? Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up. If that was the case, this place should be the immortal cave abode of an expert from ancient times. Can you open it? If he couldn't open the seal, he wouldn't be able to get the things inside. It was like seeing a beautiful woman naked in front of him, but he couldn't eat her. Damn it, it felt like a cat scratching him. It was really suffocating. I don't know. I have to try, Hua Qinshue said. Yang Hongwu came to the front of the box and put his hand on it. Hua Qinshue's true qi poured out. Following the pattern of the seal, she started to crack it. With the help of Yang Hongwu's hands, she struck out seals and landed on the box. About an hour later, Yang Hongwu was sweating all over. The seal was broken. I'm so tired. This seal is really powerful. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath. If he hadn't cultivated the soul, refining heart sutra, he wouldn't have been able to open the seal, even with Hua Qinshue's help. The illusory cloud rat opened its eyes wide and looked at Yang Hongwu in disbelief. You really opened it? Of course. How can a mere seal stop me? Yang Hongwu said. Impossible. This seal can only be opened by someone who is at least a half step to the primordial spirit realm. How can you open it? The illusory cloud rat cried out. Do you think you're the only one who can open it? Let me see what's inside. Yang Hongwu opened the box carefully, worried that there might be some traps inside, such as arrows. When Yang Hongwu opened the box, he was at the side, some distance away from the box. Unexpectedly, when the box was opened, there was no golden light and no arrows shot out. Let's see if there's anything good inside. Yang Hongwu walked forward. It's all mine. It's all mine. The illusory cloud rat turned into a ray of white light and entered the box. F***CK, come out. Yang Hongwu was angry. Damn it. I worked so hard to open it. This little bastard wants to take the lead. He didn't know where this guy came from. He had his own storage space. When he saw the beast spirit pills last time, he hid many of them and ate one from time to time. Those were all refined by him for the golden rock. This guy was so thick-skinned that he took most of them. Just as he picked up the illusory cloud rat, he saw that it was holding 3 to 4 cores of savage beasts. The aura of these cores was restrained, and it was obvious that they were of high quality. They were all late-stage grade, 6 cores, and one of them was even larger than the others. Level 7. Could it be the core of a level 7 savage beast? Just as he was about to snatch it, a ray of light flashed and disappeared. F***CK, little bastard, take it out. That's the core of a level 7 savage beast. Yang Hongwu grabbed the illusory cloud rat and knocked on it. Damn it, this is too damn. The core of a level 7 savage beast, and I can faintly feel the aura of a dragon. This level 7 savage beast core must have the bloodline of a dragon. If I can refine it, my strength will increase greatly, and I'll be able to break through to the Purple Mansion realm. I've already eaten it. You can't take it out. The illusory cloud rat mumbled. Since you've already eaten it, You have to spit it out. Otherwise, I'll kill you. Yang Hongwu said angrily. You little bastard. If I refine it, I can break through to the Purple Mansion realm, or even the first level of the Purple Mansion realm. Chapter 178. The Jade Slip, forget it, don't bother with it. Let's see what else is there, Zheng Qiushuang said. Yang Hongwu nodded and threw the illusory cloud right away. Then, he focused his attention on the box. The cores of savage beasts and spirit stones are all good stuff. Yang Hongwu took in a deep breath. The cores of the savage beasts inside were all grade 6, and the spirit stones inside were actually supreme grade spirit stones. No wonder there weren't many of them. There were only a total of 100 supreme grade spiritual stones, but the value of these 100 supreme grade spiritual stones was no less than that of the cores of the savage beasts. Supreme grade spiritual stones were something that could only be found by chance. They were of great help to warriors in the mystic embryo realm. Let's split these spirit stones and savage beast cores equally, Yang Hongwu said after thinking for a while. Since everyone had a share, he couldn't take it all for himself. What about me? At that moment, the illusion cloud rat scurried over and shouted. You still want it? Yang Hongwu was infuriated. Do you want me to punish you? You've already swallowed that class 7 savage beast's inner core. It's not impossible for you to share it. Hand over that class 7 savage beast's inner core. I've already digested it, the illusion cloud rat said innocently. What kind of rat is this? Nothing seems to have happened after I inserted the core of a level 7 savage beast into it. Are you lying to me? Yang Hongwu asked suspiciously. Like I said, I'm the sovereign beast. Call me Lord Sovereign Beast. Scram. Another slap sent him flying. After splitting the savage beast core and the spirit stone, there were still 2 jade strips left. Senior Qiushuang, why don't you pick one? Yang Hongwu said. Zheng Qiushuang shook her head and said, forget it. I don't lack cultivation methods. To Zheng Qiushuang, she was really embarrassed. She had already taken a big advantage of him. How could she have the nerve to ask for more? Let me see what it is. If I don't need it, I'll give it to you. Yang Hongwu thought about it and said. Zheng Qiushuang nodded. She did not care about this. Yang Hongwu could see that Zheng Qiushuang herself should have a very suitable cultivation method. Otherwise, she would not be so indifferent. No matter what cultivation method it was, the most important thing was that it was suitable for him to cultivate. Otherwise, even if it was a deity-level cultivation technique, he would not be able to cultivate it. It was meaningless. Yang Hongwu picked up the first jade slip. When the consciousness of the jade slip invaded the jade slip, unexpectedly, the information in the jade slip poured into Yang Hongwu's mind. Dragon soaring in the 9 heavens. Yang Hongwu was pleasantly surprised. This was actually the complete version of dragon swimming in the 9 heavens. It was too unexpected. With the complete version of the dragon soaring through the 9 heavens, his strength would increase by another step. He had cultivated to the 3rd level of the dragon soaring the 9 heavens, but there were no other cultivation techniques after that. He had always felt helpless. He had never thought that his luck would be so good to appear here. After obtaining it, Yang Hongwu was not in a hurry to cultivate. Instead, he looked at the next cultivation method. After learning the cultivation method of the dragon traveling in the 9 heavens jade slip, it turned into powder. As for the second jade slip, Yang Hongwu tried it and broke a little bit of the restriction. Open. After several attempts, the restriction of the jade slip was also broken. After breaking the restriction, Yang Hongwu couldn't wait to check it out. He did not learn it. It's actually an array. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath. In this jade slip, it was the life work of an array master. It could be said that it was the inheritance of an array master. What's the matter? Seeing Yang Hongwu's face change greatly, Zheng Qiushuang was very worried. Senior Sister Qiushuang, are you interested in becoming an array master? Yang Hongwu looked at Zheng Qiushuang and said, You mean, this is the inheritance of an array master? Zheng Qiushuang's eyes lit up when she heard that. In the mainland, other than alchemists, talisman masters, and blacksmiths, there were several other special professions. Array masters were one of them. Many people could set up ordinary arrays. However, a true array master was extremely terrifying. A rank 6 array master could set up a large array that could trap hundreds of half-step primordial spirit realm experts, and could even kill them. Therefore, in terms of large-scale battles, the ones with the most destructive power were definitely the array masters. That's right. This is the inheritance of an array master. If senior sister wants to learn it, you can try and see if you can get the inheritance. Yang Hongwu also thought of inheriting this array. However, after hesitating for a while, he decided to give it to Zheng Qiushuang first. After all, he still had to pursue Zheng Qiushuang. If he was too stingy, what was the point of pursuing her? Then I won't stand on ceremony. Becoming an array master was a temptation that no one could resist. Even Zheng Qiushuang was no exception. She took the jade slip and imprinted her consciousness on it, ready to accept the array master's inheritance in the jade slip. After a few breaths, Zheng Qiushuang took the jade slip and smiled bitterly. She looked at Yang Hongwu and said, I can't accept this inheritance. It seems that I'm not cut out to be an array master. No way. Are there any requirements to be an array master? Yang Hongwu was stunned. An array master was different from an alchemist and talisman master. The requirements should not be high. Yang Hongwu took the jade slip. Yang Hongwu's consciousness entered the jade slip again. The knowledge in the jade slip was like a flood, all of it pouring into his mind. After a full 15 minutes, Yang Hongwu opened his eyes. Well, it's not that difficult, Yang Hongwu said. Hearing Yang Hongwu's words, Zheng Qiushuang wanted to beat him up. She said angrily, Can't you not show off? You know that I can't pass on the inheritance. Yang Hongwu scratched his head and said, Is it because I'm the one who broke the restriction of this jade slip, so this jade slip only recognizes me? Looking at the jade slip that had turned into powder in his hand, Yang Hongwu was also a little doubtful. It shouldn't be. If senior sister Qiushuang still wants to learn, then I'll teach you. Yang Hongwu said, Teaching a beauty to learn array masters. This was a good idea. It could also bring the relationship between the two closer. It couldn't be better. Well, that would be the best. However, you have to be serious. You can't be sloppy. If I can't learn it, then you'll be in trouble. Zheng Qiushuang's face showed a hint of joy when she heard this. She clenched her small fist and waved it in front of Yang Hongwu. Don't worry, Yang Hongwu said. It's my honor to be able to serve senior sister Qiushuang. You're so talkative. Zheng Qiushuang rolled her eyes at Yang Hongwu. You just used up a lot of mental energy. Rest well and recover. We still have to go out later. There should be many raging flamehorn dragons outside. I'm going to cultivate here until I break through to the Violet Palace realm. Then, I'll craft a small shift talisman. Hopefully, I can shift out. Yang Hongwu thought about it. This was probably the safest place in the Horn Dragon Valley. It couldn't be better for him to break through here. All right, Zheng Qiushuang nodded. Yang Hongwu took out the huge corpse of the raging flame horned dragon from the interspatial space. The saber in his hand made a cut on the raging flame horned dragon's head. He reached out his hand and a core flew out. I'm going to refine this raging flame horned dragon's flesh and core to break through to the Violet Palace realm. I can't be disturbed. I'll have to trouble senior sister to protect me. Don't worry, Zheng Qiushuang said. As long as I'm still alive, I won't let you be disturbed. Chapter 179. Breakthrough to the Purple Mansion realm. Although he did not fully trust Zheng Qiushuang, Yang Hongwu was not worried because he had Hua Qinxue. As long as Zheng Qiushuang made any strange movements, Hua Qinxue would wake him up. Most importantly, there were many dangers in the Horn Dragon Valley. If Zheng Qiushuang attacked him, she would be cutting off her own path of retreat and would not be able to escape. Yang Hongwu kept the core of the raging flame horn dragon, as it was more suitable for refining elixirs. Right now, the flesh and blood of the raging flame horn dragon should be enough for him to break through to the Violet Mansion realm. After all, he was already at the peak of the half-step Violet Mansion realm and was just a hair away from breaking through. 9 transformations Yin-Yang technique cultivate. Yang Hongwu frantically circulated the 9 revolution Yin-Yang art. The essence of the raging flame horned dragon's flesh was slowly absorbed into his body, turning into the purest energy. 1 cycle, 2 cycles. After 49 cycles, Yang Hongwu felt that he had reached his limit. The raging flame horned dragon's energy had been completely refined. His divine sense had reached the limit. Open. Zifu, open for me. Yang Hongwu roared. The purple palace in his dantian had finally been successfully opened. His zhenqi continued to circulate, nourishing and tempering his violet palace, causing it to grow larger and larger, allowing it to contain more space. After an unknown amount of time, Yang Hongwu opened his eyes. The Violet Palace realm was formed. He had finally stepped into the Violet Palace realm, and his divine sense had undergone a great transformation, and it had more than doubled compared to before. The Spirit Refinement Heart Sutra worked even more smoothly. After stabilizing his cultivation base, Yang Hongwu opened his eyes. A glint flashed across his eyes as he exhaled a mouthful of turbid air. Congratulations to Junior Brother Yang for breaking through to the Purple Palace realm. Your strength has greatly improved, Zheng Xiaoshuang said with a pleasantly surprised expression. I still have to thank Senior Sister for protecting me. Yang Hongwu said, by the way, how is it outside? This was what Yang Hongwu was concerned about. Yang Hongwu had a premonition that those raging flame horned dragons weren't that simple. If there really was a Class 7 savage beast, then his identity should have already been exposed. The situation isn't good. The illusion cloud rat went out to guard the array. Those raging flame horned dragons shouldn't be able to attack for a while. Zheng Xiaoshuang had just finished speaking when the illusion cloud rat scurried in. The illusionary cloud rat was in a sorry state. 2 of its whiskers were broken, and its snow-white fur was charred in several places. Those giant lizards are simply too despicable. If it weren't for the fact that I ran away fast enough, I would have been burned to death. The illusion cloud rat cursed angrily. Yang Hongwu asked, how many raging flame-horned dragons are there outside? You broke through? The illusion cloud rat exclaimed in surprise. That's great. Go out and kill all those big lizards. Yang Hongwu's face darkened. Mother of Asterisk Cur, he actually dared to command me. He said angrily, you little rat, you don't have any manners, do you? You actually dared to command your master? Cough, cough. Seeing Yang Hongwu angry, the illusion cloud rat fell silent. Speak. How many raging flame-horned dragons are there? Only by knowing oneself and one's enemy could one emerge victorious. If he could take down a few more raging flame-horned dragons, he might be able to break through. There are 5 giant lizards. One of them is equivalent to a half-step essence soul realm. The rest are late-stage Class 6, equivalent to a warrior at the 8th or 9th level of the mystic embryo realm, said the illusion cloud rat. Yang Hongwu and Zheng Xiaoshuang jumped in fright. Are you sure it's true? If there were that many of them, the situation would be dire. It would not be easy to deal with them. If you don't believe me, you can go out and see for yourself. The illusion cloud rat said angrily. Do you think it's easy for me? My whiskers are broken, and my fur is charred. That's not what I meant. I'm just too shocked. If that's the case, there's no way we can break out, said Zheng Xiaoshuang. There were 5 raging flame horned dragons, and one of them had strength equivalent to a half-step essence soul realm. It was too terrifying. There was no way they could break out. There's no other way. We can only refine a minor transference talisman. However, refining a minor transference talisman will take at least 3 days, said Yang Hongwu. 3 days, said the illusion cloud rat. 3 days is too long. The array formation outside can only last for 2 more days at most. It might not even last 2 days. How about this? I'll learn about array formations first and then reinforce the array formation, said Yang Hongwu after some thought. After reinforcing the array formation, I'll refine a minor transference talisman. That's fine too. However, we only have a day. In a day, you have to become a 4th grade array formation master at the very least. Are you sure you can do it? Asked Zheng Xiaoshuang worriedly. Yang Hongwu was not an array formation master before this. It was unrealistic for him to become a fourth-grade array formation master in a day. I think it's better to refine a minor transference talisman directly. If those big lizards break in, the beauty, and I can still block them, said the illusory cloud rat. Master, you still have a big bird and a big centipede. Together, it shouldn't be a problem to block them for a day. Yes, I agree. All right. Yang Hongwu hesitated for a while. Indeed, it was basically impossible to become a fourth-grade array formation master in a short period of time. Yang Hongwu himself was not confident at all. Previously, the reason why he could become a fourth-grade alchemist so quickly was because of Hua Qinshue's help. Hua Qinshuo was a good alchemist. However, array formation was different. Hua Qinshuo was not an array formation master. It was impossible for her to guide him to become such a powerful array formation master in a day. In the end, Yang Hongwu agreed to Zheng Qiushuang and the illusory cloud rat's proposal. With a wave of his hand, he released the 9 Frost Centipede and the Dapeng Golden Eagle. After releasing the Dapeng Golden Eagle and the 9 Frost Centipede, Yang Hongwu remembered the other 2 fifth-grade savage beasts in the Immortal Pagoda, the bloodthirsty Fang Boar and the Cloud Leopard. The strength of these 2 savage beasts had improved very quickly. The bloodthirsty Fang Boar was about to break through the 6th grade, and the Cloud Leopard had reached the late 5th grade. However, they had not broken through the 6th grade and were of no help in battle. Just as Xiao Chan was about to start crafting talismans, he hesitated for a while. Then, with a thought, he released the Divine Dragon Demon Suppressing Talisman. A golden talisman turned into a huge suppress character, suppressing the cave entrance. I should be more confident now. I hope I can hold on for 3 days. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath and said. He started making talismans. Yang Hongwu took out a piece of jade talisman. Then, he used the divine talisman technique and began to carve runes on the jade talisman. The carving of the small shift talisman was very complicated and consumed a lot of divine sense and mental energy. Time passed little by little. Beads of sweat gathered on Yang Hongwu's forehead. A day passed quickly. Yang Hongwu had only carved half of the talisman. At this time, the array formation outside the cave had been broken, and they had entered the second layer of the array formation. The 5 raging flame horned dragons breathed fire crazily, burning the array formation inside the cave. The illusory cloud rat and Zheng Qiushuang were very anxious. They looked at Yang Hongwu from time to time to see how his talisman carving was going. Why is it still not done? We are about to enter, Zheng Qiushuang said anxiously. Chapter 180. Successful escape time passed bit by bit. Yang Hongwu also knew the situation and had increased his speed. Beads of sweat covered his forehead. He had used up a lot of energy. Why is it so slow? Zheng Qiushuang was extremely anxious. The last array formation was about to be broken. Once the last array was broken, it would be a direct confrontation. Zheng Qiushuang didn't have the slightest bit of confidence. These were 5 powerful raging flame horn dragons. Their strength was no small matter. Although Zheng Qiushuang's strength was not bad, she knew very well that she was unable to deal with the raging flame horn dragon at the half-step essence soul realm, let alone the other 4. He could only pin his hopes on Yang Hongwu. He hoped that he could be faster, just a little faster. The raging flame horn dragon raised its horn, and cracks appeared on the array. The mechanisms in the passage were also very frightening, but these mechanisms didn't cause too much damage to the raging flame horn dragon. After all, these mechanisms have been in place for a long time and didn't have their original power. As for the raging flame horn dragon's defensive power, these mechanisms couldn't stop it. Roar! The sight of 5 raging flame horn dragons spitting fire at the same time was simply too shocking. Damn it, what should I do? Seeing the array being destroyed bit by bit, Zheng Qiushuang was extremely anxious. Little White, do you have any ideas? There's nothing we can do. That talisman should be a legendary talisman treasure. Let's hope that the talisman treasure can suppress it, said the illusion cloud rat. Talisman treasure? Zheng Qiushuang was extremely shocked. Treasure talisman, of course she had heard of it. Treasure talisman was comparable to a heaven artifact, and was even more powerful than a heaven artifact. If he could unleash all of its power, how terrifying would that be? That's right. It's truly because his strength is too weak. There's no way he can unleash the full might of this talisman treasure. If he were to reach the half-step essence spirit realm, he would definitely be invincible within the ancient desolate mainland. The illusion cloud, Rat replied. Zheng Qiushuang rolled her eyes. If his cultivation had reached the half-step primordial soul realm, he would be invincible even without this talisman treasure. That's true. Now, I hope he can hurry up. Although this talisman treasure is powerful, it has no way of stopping these 5 raging flame horned dragons, said the illusion cloud rat. I don't want to become this huge lizard snack. Another few hours passed. Yang Hongwu had almost finished carving the talisman, but he still needed a lot of time. After carving, he still needed to activate it, pour in spiritual energy, communicate with the talisman, and so on. Oh no! Oh no! This time, your revered beast is really going to become a snack. Yet another layer of defense was broken through. The illusion cloud rat and Zheng Qiushuang were like ants on a hot pan as they watched their defensive formations being broken one after another. Don't worry, the formation should be able to last for about 2 hours. Yang Hongwu's talisman is almost finished. Although Zheng Qiushuang said that, she was also anxious. Her palms and forehead were sweating. Once all her defenses were broken, she would have to face a direct attack. On this side, Zheng Qiushuang was a 7th-level Mystic Embryo Realm Warrior. Although she could deal with an 8th-level Mystic Embryo Realm Warrior, she could only deal with one Raging Flame Horn Dragon. The Illusory Cloud Rat's combat ability was weak. It would be good enough if it could restrain one Raging Flame Horn Dragon. Although the Golden Rock and the 9 Frost Centipede were powerful, they could only restrain one Raging Flame Horn Dragon. In this case, there were still 2 Raging Flame Horn Dragons left. They were the 2 most powerful Raging Flame Horn Dragons. Boom! There was a muffled sound. The last layer of defense was finally broken through. The Raging Flame Horn Dragons rushed forward crazily. Zheng Qiushuang shouted, "Attack! We must stop these guys from rushing in." Zheng Qiushuang struck out her palm, and a ball of white, genuine qi gushed out. Everywhere it went, the temperature dropped sharply, freezing the surrounding walls and the ground. The flames spewed out by the Raging Flame Horn Dragon at the front were immediately extinguished. Its huge body retreated a few steps. The Illusory Cloud Rat was very fast, and its illusory technique was very powerful. Although it did not change much after swallowing the core of the 7th-level Savage Beast, its illusory technique could deal with a 7th-level Mystic Embryo Realm Warrior. With the help of the Divine Dragon Demon Suppressing Talisman, the power of its illusory technique increased greatly. The 9 Frost Centipede's body enlarged and spat out mouthfuls of venom. The venom landed on the back of a Raging Flame Horn Dragon, and it immediately made a sizzling sound. The thick scales on its back were corroded. The Raging Flame Horn Dragon, who was in extreme pain, crazily rushed forward and injured the other Raging Flame Horn Dragons. With the help of the Illusory Cloud Rat's illusory technique, the 2 Raging Flame Horn Dragons actually attacked each other. The Doping Golden Condor also launched an attack. Its sharp claws tore through the air and grabbed the head of a Raging Flame Horn Dragon. The sound of metal being cut was very ear-piercing, and sparks flew everywhere. 2 hours passed. Zheng Qiushuang had consumed a lot of energy, but the Raging Flame Horn Dragons were different. They did not seem to have consumed any energy. Although 2 of them were seriously injured, their ability to resist attacks and their defensive power were too abnormal. No, I can't hold on any longer. Zheng Qiushuang felt that her genuine qi was about to dry up. The Illusory Cloud Rat was the same. It had been using its illusory technique for a long time, and it had consumed a lot of energy. The 9 Frost Centipede had already spat out all of its venom, including its most powerful natal venom. The Raging Flame Horn Dragon, which had suffered the most damage, was injured by the Illusory Cloud Rat. At this time, It had become a small centipede and could not spit out any more venom. The divine dragon demon suppressing talisman was not as bright as before. Obviously, it had consumed a lot of energy. Bang! There was a loud noise. The divine dragon demon suppressing talisman's luster dimmed and flew into Yang Hongwu's sea of consciousness. The raging flame, horned dragon, rushed in. Oh no, this is terrible. We're really dead. Zhang Qiushuang used all her strength to launch the last attack. The illusory cloud rat and the Dapeng golden condor had used their last means to force the raging flame, horned dragon back. At this time, Yang Hongwu's body emitted a bright light. The talisman in his hand had been successful, and it had consumed a lot of Yang Hongwu's energy. Yang Hongwu also realized that the situation was critical. With a wave of his hand, he first took back the Dapeng golden condor, the illusory cloud rat, and the 9 frost centipede. Then, he grabbed Zhang Qiushuang and crushed the lesser teleportation talisman. There was a flash of light. The lesser teleportation talisman was instantly activated. There was a fluctuation in space, and the two were transferred into space by the power of space on the talisman. After a few breaths, the two appeared in another place. The forest was shady, and ancient trees towered into the sky. There were birds chirping, all kinds of insects chirping, and not far away, there was the sound of flowing water. We're out. Yang Hongwu wiped the sweat on his forehead. It was so close. We were almost finished. Yes, it was so close. It was really a close call. If you were just a little bit slower, we would have become the raging flame horned dragon's food. Zhang Qiushuang also heaved a sigh of relief. The feeling of surviving a disaster was really exciting and happy. Little White, come out. Yang Hongwu took out the illusory cloud rat that was still in his pocket. Where's this place? Chapter 181. Level 7 Savage Beast. Hurry up, we have to leave quickly. I can feel the aura of that old lizard. I'm afraid that old lizard has caught up with us. The illusion cloud rat was anxious. Old lizard, are you talking about that level 7 raging flamehorn dragon? Yang Hongwu took a deep breath. If that was the case, they would be in big trouble. If they were caught, they would definitely die. It's that old lizard. This is actually a special space that was opened up. The rules of the ancient desolate continent state that savage beasts above level 7 cannot stay in this world. However, this is a special space that was opened up, so there are no restrictions. The illusion cloud rat said, as long as we leave this horned dragon valley, we will be safe. Let's go. Then let's go quickly. How far are we from the exit? Yang Hongwu asked. Not far. It's just ahead. However, that old lizard is very fast. It's much faster than those small lizards, said the illusion cloud rat. Yang Hongwu and Zhang Qiushuang increased their speed. Under the illusion cloud rat's lead, they ran as fast as they could. They could summon the Dapeng golden eagle here. However, the Dapeng golden eagle had consumed a lot of energy and could not carry them forward. Roar! An earth-shattering roar could be heard. Rows of towering ancient trees behind them collapsed one after another. Damn, it's so fast. Yang Hongwu could not help but be shocked. Its size was so terrifying and its speed was so fast. Yang Hongwu ran as fast as he could. However, Zhang Qiushuang had consumed a lot of energy and was gradually slowing down. Run by yourself. Don't worry about me, Zhang Qiushuang said while panting. No, I don't have the habit of abandoning a woman and running for my life. Yang Hongwu grabbed Zhang Qiushuang and placed her on his back. You won't be able to escape like this. That raging flame horn dragon is a level 7 savage beast. It's too fast. Only death awaits us. Seeing Yang Hongwu like this, Zhang Qiushuang was touched. She said, rather than everyone dying together, it's better for me to die alone. That way, you'll have a chance to escape. When you become stronger, you can come and avenge me. No, I'm a man. If I can't even protect my own woman, what kind of man am I? Yang Hongwu said angrily. Did you know that when I saw you, I knew that you were my woman? Even if I lose my life, I can't let my woman be hurt, and I can't let her die in front of me. Yang Hongwu's words made Zhang Qiushuang's heart feel as if it had been struck by lightning. If we can escape this time, I will marry you. Zheng Qiushuang hugged Yang Hongwu's neck tightly and pressed her head against his back. Dayo, 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 dayo. Dayo, dayo, dayo. Yang Hongwu smiled. He didn't expect that he would capture this beautiful girl's heart. However, he didn't have time to think about other things. He had to escape from the level 7 raging flame horn dragon. If he couldn't escape, then everything would be in vain. He would even lose his life here. Dragon soars in the 9 heavens. Yang Hongwu displayed his movement skill. He turned into 3 dragons and rushed forward. Hurry up, hurry up. Don't talk about love. The illusion cloud rat urged as it saw the rows of fallen trees behind them. It was getting closer and closer. What are you yelling for? Yang Hongwu was furious. This bastard battle pet. While running, he circulated his true chi. Boom! An idea flashed through his mind. True chi exploded under his feet. The dragon soars in the 9 heavens had reached the 4th level. In the air, 4 golden dragons appeared. They were moving at an amazing speed. With the breakthrough, his speed increased by a whole cup. The raging flame horn dragon, which was about to catch up, suddenly widened the distance between them. Ah, good, good, very good. The illusion cloud rat yelled. It didn't expect that Yang Hongwu would make a breakthrough at this critical moment. But in the next moment, it couldn't yell anymore. It was like a rooster that had its neck grabbed. That was because the raging flame horn dragon had grown a pair of wings and was flying. It was like a huge fighter jet. A pair of huge eyes stared at Yang Hongwu and Dayo Dayo. They were like 2 poisonous snakes stabbing at their backs. They had a feeling that there was no way to escape. How is that possible? How did this big lizard grow wings? We're dead. We're really dead. I'm going to become a snack for this big lizard. How unlucky. The illusion cloud rat sighed. Will you die if you don't yell? Yang Hongwu said angrily. It was embarrassing to have such a battle pet. Yang Hongwu suddenly remembered that he still had many talismans. Although they were only grade 4 talismans, they could still cause some trouble for the big lizard and slow it down. With a thought, a bunch of talismans appeared in his hand. He handed them to Zheng Qiushuang and said, Shuanger, there are talismans here. Although they're only grade 4 talismans and can't cause any harm to the big lizard, they can block it for a while. Talismans? So many talismans? The illusion cloud rat was pleasantly surprised. Give me one. Zheng Qiushuang also revealed a pleasantly surprised expression. She had forgotten that Yang Hongwu was a talisman master. How could a talisman master not have talismans? If the power of a grade 4 talisman hit the body of a grade 7 raging flame horn dragon, it wouldn't cause any harm. It would be like scratching an itch. But what if he used 10 or dozens of them together? That would be different. As the saying went, enough ants could bite an elephant to death. Furthermore, he didn't need to kill the raging flame horn dragon. He just needed to slow it down so that he could smoothly escape. Zheng Qiushuang nodded. He crushed the talismans one by one, activating the power within and throwing them at the raging flame horn dragon. What was surprising was that the illusion cloud rat could also activate the talismans. The talismans were like grenades or fireworks, tossing them around happily. There were fire snake talismans, icicle talismans, lightning talismans, wind blade talismans, and so on. All kinds of talismans were thrown at the raging flame horn dragon. These talismans couldn't cause the slightest harm to the raging flame horn dragon. However, its speed was greatly reduced, and the distance between them started to widen again. However, this also thoroughly infuriated the raging flame horn dragon. Damn little insects, I'll burn you all to death. The raging flame horn dragon roared and opened its mouth, spitting out a huge ball of flames. In an instant, the trees behind them were burned to ashes by the terrifying flames. Not good. Hurry up, the illusion cloud rat shouted. If Master doesn't hurry up, we'll become a roasted rat. Icebound talisman. Seeing this, Zheng Qiushuang threw out a talisman. These talismans were all icebound talismans, and the temperature immediately dropped by a lot. However, the raging flame horn dragon clearly wasn't that simple. It spat out another ball of flames. Dodge quick to the right, the illusion cloud rat shouted. Yang Hongwu suddenly dodged to the right, dodging the attack. The raging flame, horned dragon, kept spitting out balls of flames. Yang Hongwu kept dodging, running in a zigzag pattern. The raging flame, horned dragon followed closely behind. Chapter 182. Yin Yang 2 Transformations. Not good. What's the situation in front? Yang Hongwu took a look and saw a fog-like area in front of him. The fog was pink in color. Let's go. This is miasma. It shouldn't be too dangerous, the illusion cloud rat said. Yang Hongwu looked at the raging flame, horned dragon chasing after him. He gritted his teeth and charged into the miasma. Regardless of whether it was poisonous or not, he had no choice. He had to go in, or he would become barbecued meat. Hurry up, the exit is not far ahead, the illusion cloud rat shouted. At this time, Yang Hongwu also saw the exit not far away. He was overjoyed. Victory was in front of him. Damn bug, you want to run? Dream on. The great raging flame dragon king won't give you a chance. The raging flame horned dragon roared loudly, and its speed increased by a lot. Zheng Xiushuang and the illusion cloud rat saw the raging flame horned dragon's speed increase by a lot, and the distance between them decreased. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The talismans in his hand were all thrown out, and they all exploded on the raging flame horned dragon's body. It's useless, damn bug. Your talismans can't harm me at all. With that, the raging flame horned dragon spat out a ball of flames. It was like a huge fire dragon. Everywhere the fire dragon touched, everything was burned to ashes. Seeing that he was about to be drowned, Yang Hongwu erupted again. He broke through the 5th stage of dragons swimming in the 9 heavens. 5 golden dragons appeared, and his speed doubled again. Another 30 meters, 15 meters, 30 meters. Faster, faster, I'm almost out. At this time, the raging flame horned dragon caught up. Its huge claws tore through the air and slapped down. Bastard, faster, I have to go faster, faster. Yang Hongwu roared. His dantian, which was about to run out of true qi, exploded with a new burst of true qi. His speed increased again. Yang Hongwu was like a shooting star as he charged out of the exit. After going out, Yang Hongwu was completely out of strength. He couldn't move at all and lay on the ground. The raging flame horned dragon was restricted at the exit. It couldn't come out at all. It roared there. I'm so tired. Yang Hongwu panted heavily as he looked at the raging flame horned dragon. He strenuously raised his middle finger and said, Damned lizard, wait until I'm strong enough, then I'll come and kill you. It's so hot. Why do I feel like something is wrong? Yang Hongwu had just swallowed a pill and circulated his cultivation technique to recover his true qi when he discovered that his body had become very hot. That was why he was sweating all of a sudden. I feel hot too. At this moment, Zheng Xiushuang also felt that something was amiss. It was as though a powerful heat was being released from her dantian, rushing to every part of her body. Oh no! The illusion cloud rat exclaimed when it saw the situation. What's wrong? Yang Hongwu grabbed the illusion cloud rat and asked, Tell me, what's going on? It should be the problem of the miasma. That miasma is not a problem for savage beasts. However, it is a problem for humans, the illusion cloud rat said softly. Miasma. How can I get rid of the toxicity of this miasma? Yang Hongwu felt that his body was getting hotter and hotter, and he was somewhat out of control. His brain was also becoming a little fuzzy, and he had an impulse, a primitive impulse. His body was also becoming more and more uncomfortable. Lover's miasma. Hua Qinshue's voice rang in Yang Hongwu's mind. Lover's miasma? What kind of miasma is this? Yang Hongwu was stunned. Is there any way to get rid of it? Lover's miasma is the pink miasma that you encountered when you came out. This miasma has a strong effect on human warriors. It is an aphrodisiac, and it is very powerful. After being hit by this miasma, there is no other way to get rid of it. You and Zheng Xiushuang are both hit by this miasma. As long as you two get together, you can get rid of it. F***ck. Yang Hongwu could not help but curse. He had never thought that the miasma would be like this. What if it is suppressed? There is no way to suppress it. If you don't get together, you will only explode and die, Hua Qinshu said. At this time, Yang Hongwu felt that it was getting more and more difficult for him to control himself. Zheng Qiushuang was the same. Her face was as red as a ripe peach, and her cheeks were almost dripping with water. Shuang, we are hit by the miasma. This miasma is a little special. Yang Hongwu forcibly suppressed the lust in his heart and looked at Zheng Qiushuang. Zheng Qiushuang's genuine qi at this time was better than Yang Hongwu's. Although her face was rosy and her lust was surging, her situation was much better than Yang Hongwu's. What kind of miasma do you think it is? Is there no way to get rid of it? Zheng Qiushuang murmured. Even if I can die with you, I will be satisfied. We won't die, but there's only one way to get rid of the miasma. Because the miasma we are hit by is called lover's miasma. It has a strong aphrodisiac effect. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath and said, Only if we get together with each other can we get rid of the poison. Otherwise, we will explode and die. When Zheng Qiushuang heard this, her originally red cheeks suddenly looked as if blood could drip out. Shuang, are you willing to be my wife? Yang Hongwu took a deep breath and looked at Zheng Qiushuang. I am willing. Just when you were willing to sacrifice your life to save me, your figure has been deeply rooted in the depths of my heart. I said that if we can come out alive, I will marry you. After Zheng Qiushuang finished speaking, she was so embarrassed that she could not raise her head. Her head was buried in Yang Hongwu's arms. Good, that's great. Yang Hongwu was very happy. Then let's have a simple wedding ceremony. In the future, when I am successful in my cultivation, I will give you a grand wedding. I will listen to you. Zheng Qiushuang's voice was very gentle. Hearing that Yang Hongwu wanted to marry her first, her heart was even sweeter and more moved. So mushy. At this time, an untimely voice sounded in their ears. Yang Hongwu's face darkened. This bastard. After thinking for a while, he grabbed the illusion cloud rat and threw it into the space of the ninth heaven mysterious Yin Tower. After dealing with the illusion cloud rat, Yang Hongwu and Zheng Qiushuang were married with heaven and earth as witnesses and the sun and moon as the matchmaker. After doing all this, Yang Hongwu slowly held Zheng Qiushuang in his arms and gently untied her clothes, revealing her white jade-like skin. Yang Hongwu felt that his blood was about to boil. As the clothes were thrown away one by one, the two were soon entangled together. After entering Zheng Qiushuang's body, two surging forces, one yin and one yang, intertwined together to form a huge cycle. The surrounding spiritual energy was crazily absorbed, forming a huge vortex. The vortex formed a huge spiritual energy cocoon around the two. After an unknown period of time, the vital energy returned to the two's bodies. The spiritual energy cocoon merged into the two's bodies. Yang Hongwu's mouth curved into a smile. Breakthrough. He finally broke through. The yin-yang second transformation, the yin-yang great millstone. His strength also had a huge improvement. He broke through 2 realms and reached the 3rd level of the Purple Mansion realm. Chapter 183. Entry test. Zheng Qiushuang also broke through. She had benefited even more. Her cultivation had broken through 2 levels from the 7th level of the Mystic Embryo Realm to the 9th level of the Mystic Embryo Realm. Shuang, did you break through? Yang Hongwu asked. Zheng Qiushuang shyly nodded. I'm now at Arcane Embryo Realm 9th level. Actually, I have something to tell you. Yang Hongwu hugged Zheng Qiushuang. My constitution is very special. It's the legendary 9 dragons, Saint Body. Zheng Qiushuang had already become his woman, and she had a close relationship with him. Yang Hongwu was not worried that Zheng Qiushuang would leak this matter. 9 dragons, Saint Body? Zheng Qiushuang's eyes widened. Husband, are you talking about the legendary 9 dragons, Saint Body of the demonic dragon? Yes, the 9 dragons Saint Body is the strongest body in the entire ancient Desolation continent and even ancient regions. It's pure yang limitless. Although it's very powerful and domineering, it's very difficult to cultivate. It requires 9 women with pure yin immortal bodies to dual cultivate. If they don't have pure, immortal bodies, their bodies will explode and they will die. Yang Hongwu continued. Originally, I only had half a year's time and was prepared to go all out. If I was able to kill Zetian, then I could take Hu Xiu'er as my wife. But I never imagined that I would actually encounter you. Husband, don't worry. I won't be jealous. Sister Xiu is also a good woman. She'll understand you as well as I do. How could Zheng Qiushuang be angry? In the ancient Desolation continent, the strong were respected. It was normal for an expert to have several women and concubines. Yang Hongwu said, "Thank you for your understanding. Also, I have another woman called Yuji. She was my first woman in the Golden Dragon Dynasty, but she went to the ancient regions. I'm not strong enough yet. Husband, you have an unparalleled divine body and amazing talent. I believe that it won't be long before you enter the ancient regions and sweep through everything. You only know how to flatter me." Yang Hongwu was happy to hear Zheng Qiushuang's words. Along the way, the two of them were very intimate. On the way, Yang Hongwu cultivated formations, talismans, and alchemy. Formations, talismans, and alchemy, all three of them had reached the 5th grade. With the two of them working together, they also managed to capture a flying beast. It was a 6th grade green sky crane. This green sky crane then became Zheng Qiushuang's battle pet and mount. The two rode the golden pung and the sky crane to the Heavenly Academy. On the way, they didn't meet the Heavenly Dragon sect, or, at that time, the Celestial Academy was recruiting new students every year. The entire academy was bustling with noise and excitement. It was the same as the beginning of a university on Earth. However, in order to enter the Tianyi Academy, one had to pass the entrance test instead of relying on the admission letter. Those who did not pass the entrance exam were not qualified to become a student of the Celestial Academy. Those are Bu Jitian and Hua Ziyu. Just as he was about to take the test, Yang Hongwu found two familiar people. These two people were Bu Jitian and Hua Ziyu, who had once chased after him. The two of them confronted each other. "Shuang, I'm afraid we're in trouble." "I didn't expect these two to appear in the Heavenly Academy," Yang Hongwu said with a bitter smile. Hua Ziyu was fine. He suppressed his cultivation and fought with him. After being defeated, he retreated and stopped looking for trouble. Bu Jitian, on the other hand, was different. He wasn't a gentleman like Hua Ziyu. Hua Ziyu was originally a disciple of the Heavenly Academy, and Bu Jitian is a disciple of the Heavenly Academy. I don't know if he came to the Heavenly Academy to look for trouble with Hua Ziyu or because of us. Zheng Qiushuang frowned. She was also not very sure. Bu Jitian and Hua Ziyu were both geniuses of the Clear Cloud sect, and they were also sworn enemies. The two of them were about the same in strength, but Hua Ziyu's natural talent was a level higher than Bu Jitian's, and he could always suppress Bu Jitian. Thus, Bu Jitian hated Hua Ziyu to the bone. "I hope he didn't come to look for me intentionally," Yang Hongwu thought to himself. Although he had broken through the Yin-Yang Second Revolution, and his strength had increased greatly, and Hua Qinshue's battle spirit had also recovered to the peak of the 10th stage of the Purple Mansion realm, it was still not enough. Even if they exploded with their strongest power, they still couldn't contend against a mysterious embryo realm cultivator. Compared to a mysterious embryo realm expert like Bu Jitian, they were nothing. Soon, it was Yang Hongwu and Zheng Qiushuang's turn to take the test. Although Yang Hongwu didn't want to expose himself, there was nothing he could do about it, unless he didn't participate in the Heavenly Academy's entrance test. "Husband, don't worry. This is the Heavenly Academy's entrance test. Bu Jitian is a student of the Heavenly Academy, so he won't dare to cause trouble here. As long as husband becomes a student of the Heavenly Academy, he won't be able to do anything to us," Zheng Qiushuang explained when she saw the worry in Yang Hongwu's heart. "Shuang, don't worry. I'll definitely become a student of the Heavenly Academy." Yang Hongwu gave Zheng Qiushuang a smile and stepped forward. As soon as Yang Hongwu appeared, Bu Jitian immediately noticed him. A cold light flickered in his eyes as he stepped forward. "Little bastard, you really came here. I let you escape last time, but this time, let's see where you'll escape to." As he spoke, Bu Jitian threw out a punch. The fist energy was fierce and violent, like a ferocious tiger coming out of its cage. It was as if he wanted to crush Yang Hongwu to pieces. Yang Hongwu was startled. This bastard was extremely daring. He actually dared to make a move here. He wanted to crush the talisman to use the lesser teleportation talisman. Bu Jitian, you're too daring. This is the entrance test of the Heavenly Academy. It's not a place where you can behave atrociously. Seeing that the fist energy was about to hit Yang Hongwu, Huiziyu made his move. He pointed his sword and a sword light shot out. Swoosh! Swoosh! Several streaks of sword light shattered the ferocious fist energy. A figure flashed, and Huiziyu blocked Bu Jitian's path. Huiziyu, what are you doing? Are you trying to stop me from killing this little bastard? Bu Jitian said angrily. How dare you? The sect master ordered me to kill this little bastard, and you accepted the mission. It's fine if you don't kill him, but you're actually trying to stop me from completing the mission? I'm a student of the Heavenly Academy, presiding over the entrance test. I'm afraid you've come to the wrong underworld to cause trouble, Huiziyu said coldly. Huiziyu said coldly. I don't care who he is or what he did. This is the Tianyi Academy. We have to follow the rules of the Tianyi Academy. Huiziyu, are you trying to fight me? Bu Jitian said angrily. Fine, I'll fulfill your wish. Let's see if your fledgling sword intent is stronger, or if my annihilation palm is more domineering. With that, Bu Jitian moved. He opened his palms and released his true energy, which glowed with a black luster. He took a step forward and struck out with both palms. The two black palms moved with incredible speed, and the air was torn apart by their terrifying power. Huiziyu's expression was calm. He slowly raised an ancient sword and gently thrust it forward. The tip of the sword emitted an arc of sword chi that contained the power of sword intent. It was unstoppable, and it tore through the void. The black palms collided with the golden arc of sword chi. The two palms paused for a moment, then exploded with a muffled sound. The power exploded, turning into black smoke that dissipated in the air. Chapter 184. The Elder makes a move. If I want to kill someone, you can't stop me. Bu Jitian roared, and in a flash, he bypassed Huiziyu and grabbed at Yang Hongwu. How dare you? A voice sounded in Bu Jitian's ears like a clap of thunder. He felt himself being grabbed by a powerful force, and his body had no strength to resist at all. Bu Jitian was shocked. Half-step primordial spirit realm. No, this person's strength had already surpassed that. Bu Jitian turned around and infused his whole body with true chi. He suddenly punched out. This punch contained all of his strength. This punch was like a small black hole that could devour everything in its path. However, he had not expected that a huge hand would appear in the void and slap Bu Jitian down. Cough, cough. Bu Jitian scrambled to his feet, his heart filled with regret. That person was too powerful. It was most likely one of the elders of the Celestial Academy. I'll teach you a lesson. Scram from the Tianyi Academy. If there's a next time, I'll take your life. That voice was incomparably domineering. The words he spoke contained an unquestionable might. Although Bu Jitian was angry, he didn't dare to show it. If he really angered that person, he might really lose his life. He limped past Yang Hongwu. He hated Yang Hongwu to the bone. That bastard, if it wasn't for him, he wouldn't have ended up like this. He wouldn't be humiliated like this. This little bastard must die. He had to kill him. The murderous intent in Bu Jitian's eyes grew thicker, and his gaze was even more venomous. He was like a venomous snake, making Yang Hongwu very uncomfortable. Little bastard, if you have the guts, then continue to stay in the Celestial Academy. Don't come out. Otherwise, the moment you come out, you will die. Yang Hongwu sneered. Wait for me to come out. Let's see who will die. Yang Hongwu didn't care about Bu Jitian. When he made a breakthrough in the Spirit Refining Heart Sutra and cultivated a primordial spirit, his strength would increase greatly, and the Divine Dragon Demon Suppression Talisman would be able to unleash its greatest power. When he broke through to the Arcane Embryo Realm, he would be able to kill Bu Jitian. After Bu Jitian left, Huiziyu looked at Yang Hongwu and asked, Are you all right? Yang Hongwu nodded and said, Thank you. If it weren't for you, I'm afraid I would have been killed by him. It doesn't matter. This is the Tianyi Academy. I'm the host of this entrance exam. This is my responsibility. If I can't even protect the disciples participating in the entrance exam, the reputation of the Tianyi Academy will be ruined. So, you don't need to thank me. Huiziyu said. No matter what, I still want to thank you, Yang Hongwu said. However, I'm curious. Why didn't you kill me? That day, with your strength, you should have been able to kill me. Yang Hongwu was very curious about Huiziyu. This guy was from the Qingyan sect, but his way of doing things didn't seem like one at all. Huiziyu said, I am me. I have my own principles. Since you defeated me, I won't go against them. Yang Hongwu said, I'm a great enemy of the Qingyan sect. I'm Zetian's mortal enemy. He hates me to the bone. Moreover, the sect master of the Qingyan sect probably wants to cut me into 1,000 pieces right now. Won't you make things difficult for yourself by doing this? Bujitian, and you don't get along. The matter of you letting me go and helping me has probably already spread to the Qingyan sect. That's my business. You don't need to worry. Next time, you and I will have a fair battle. If I win, then it will be your death. So, if you don't want to die, then you have to work hard. Huiziyu patted Yang Hongwu's shoulder and said, Go take the test now. I hope you can get a good result. Yang Hongwu shook his head. He was becoming more and more curious about this guy. After shaking off the messy thoughts in his mind, Yang Hongwu stepped into the testing tower. Who is this kid? Why is he on such good terms with senior brother Hua? But he seems to have offended Bujitian of the Tai Academy. That Bujitian is vicious and merciless. Although he can't continue to act in the Tai Academy, if he goes out, he'll definitely be killed by Bujitian. I wonder how many levels of the testing tower he can pass. A student asked. This kid's cultivation is only at the 3rd level of the Purple Mansion realm. I think it'll be pretty good if he can pass the 3rd level of the testing tower, another student guessed. No, I'm saying he can't even pass the 3rd level. You're all wrong. I'm guessing that this kid should be able to pass the 5th level. At the very least, the 5th level of the testing tower. A person holding a saber said, Rao Tao, do you think so highly of him? Every level of the testing tower is a cross-level challenge. Passing the 5th level means that he has to defeat someone at the 8th level of the arcane embryo realm. Didn't you see that when he confronted Bujitian, he wasn't afraid at all? Rao Tao said, he's not afraid at all. So there are only 2 possibilities. One is that he's scared silly, and the other is that he has a trump card that can save his life. Also, do you think that a person who has been chosen by Huiziyu is a simple person? That's true. When Yang Hongwu arrived at the 1st level of the testing tower, an opponent appeared. The opponent's strength was 1 level higher than his. He was at the 4th level of the Purple Mansion realm. 4th level of the Purple Mansion realm? Yang Hongwu murmured. No wonder the recruitment of disciples was so strict. If one wanted to become a disciple of the Tai Academy, they had to pass 2 levels of the testing tower. In other words, they had to fight someone 2 levels higher than them. It was too difficult for ordinary people to fight someone of a higher level. It was simply impossible. Everyone in the Tai Academy was capable of fighting people of a higher level. Here, no one cared about what kind of body you had. No matter how strong your body was, it was useless. In the Tai Academy, only combat power and the ability to fight people of a higher level mattered. Junior brother, please. That person extended his hand and said, He can talk. Yang Hongwu was a little surprised. Was this person a real person? However, from the way he suddenly appeared, he didn't seem like a real person. Could it be something like a ghost? It's a battle real spirit. Hua Qinshua said. It's a type of battle real spirit. This kind of battle real spirit is immortal. As long as the testing tower isn't destroyed and there's enough energy to support it, these battle real spirits will be reborn after being killed. This testing tower will generate a corresponding battle real spirit according to the cultivation level of each person who enters the testing tower. Because you're at the 3rd level of the Purple Mansion realm, the battle real spirit generated on the 1st level will be at the 4th level of the Purple Mansion realm. If you're at the 1st level of the mysterious embryo realm, then the battle real spirit generated will be at the 2nd level of the mysterious embryo realm. Yang Hongwu was stunned. He said, "If that's the case, then won't there be a difference between the mysterious embryo realm and the Purple Mansion realm? After all, the mysterious embryo realm will be much more difficult than the Purple Mansion realm." "No, the mysterious embryo realm will be weakened to different degrees. Relatively speaking, the Purple Mansion realm will be strengthened to different degrees. Therefore, the degree of difficulty is the same." Hua Qinshua said. Chapter 185. Thunder Dragon Battle Physique. While Yang Hongwu was pondering, the combat true spirit had already reached him. Its speed was as fast as lightning. In the blink of an eye, its fist appeared in front of Yang Hongwu's eyes. Dragon soars to the 9 heavens. Yang Hongwu was shocked. With such speed, this combat true spirit was definitely stronger than a level 4 Purple Mansion realm expert. It was indeed a strengthening type combat true spirit. After dodging the attack, the combat true spirit's speed wasn't slow either. It quickly caught up. The fist energy was fierce. It whistled past Yang Hongwu's ear, cutting off a few strands of his hair. Omnidirectional killing fist, descent of the killing god. Yang Hongwu roared and punched out. The fist energy condensed into the image of the killing god. It was majestic and murderous. Wolf Fang Fist. The combat true spirit roared and punched out with both fists. The 2 fists transformed into 2 giant wolves. They opened their mouths and revealed their sharp fangs. They were like the daggers of the death god that could cut through anything. Bang! With a muffled sound, Yang Hongwu took 3 steps back. As for the combat true spirit, it took 1 step back. So powerful. Yang Hongwu squinted his eyes. It seemed that if he didn't use some tricks, he wouldn't be able to deal with this guy. Mysterious Dragons, 9 transformations, 4th transformation. Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed with a sharp light. He circulated his true chi and his strength surged. Every transformation of the Mysterious Dragons, 9 transformations, would increase his combat strength by several folds. The 4th transformation would increase his combat strength by 16 folds. Omnidirectional killing fist, annihilating god. The fist energy condensed and surged with murderous intent. It was as if it was going to devour the mountains and rivers and kill gods and demons. Sky Wolf roar. The combat true spirit's face turned serious. It raised both of its hands and condensed its true chi. It punched out, and the true chi condensed into a giant white wolf. The giant white wolf howled and rushed out. Bang! Yang Hongwu's terrifying fist landed heavily on the giant wolf's head. The giant wolf let out a miserable cry and instantly exploded, turning into nothingness. Yang Hongwu was unforgiving. A ruthless light burst out from his eyes. He took a big step forward and punched out again. This punch heavily smashed into the stomach of the combat true spirit, and the combat true spirit flew out like a cannonball, crashing into the wall. The powerful force caused his eyes to roll back, and he fainted. He passed the first level of the testing tower. The lights are on. I've passed the first level of the testing tower. What a fast speed. Only a short while has passed. Not even 100 breaths of time. As expected, if we can't even beat the first floor, that would be surprising. Rao Tao crossed his arms and said indifferently. In the distance, Zhang Qiushuang's lips curled up slightly. The first level was nothing. She believed that with her man's strength, passing the 6th and 7th levels would not be difficult. Yang Hongwu stepped onto the 2nd floor. The combat true spirit's strength had indeed increased to the 5th level of the Purple Mansion realm. Yang Hongwu did not put him in his eyes either. He was only at the 5th level of the Purple Mansion realm, and he didn't even need to activate his combat constitution. After 100 breaths of time, Yang Hongwu's opponent on the 2nd floor was defeated with a single punch. He passed the 2nd floor in 90 breaths of time. It's actually a few breaths faster than before. Outside the arena, the students standing with Rao Tao were shocked. This is just the beginning. I'm guessing that the kid hasn't activated his combat constitution yet. If he does, he should be even faster. Rao Tao said, "How is that possible?" Xiong Binghua widened his eyes and said, "Without activating his combat body, it is too difficult to challenge someone with a higher cultivation level. He is at the Purple Mansion realm, And when a Purple Mansion realm martial artist challenges him, his opponent would be stronger. His cultivation level is at the 3rd level of the Purple Mansion realm, and the 2nd level of the testing tower should be at the 5th level of the Purple Mansion realm. His true strength should be at the 6th level of the Purple Mansion realm. Nothing is impossible. Rao Tao couldn't help but smile when he saw Xiong Binghua's expression. Among those elite inner courtyard students, which one of them would activate their combat constitution after passing the first 2 levels of the testing tower? You mean that Yang Hongwu has a chance to enter the inner courtyard? He will definitely enter the inner courtyard within a year and become an inner courtyard student. Moreover, he will at least be in the top 30. Rao Tao said, enter the inner courtyard within a year and be in the top 30? That's impossible. His cultivation is only at the 3rd level of the Purple Mansion realm. Unless he can reach the 6th level of the Mystic Embryo realm, it's impossible for him to enter the top 30. Xiong Binghua said, what a joke. The top 30 of the inner courtyard were basically all at the 7th level of the Mystic Embryo realm. Their combat strength was terrifying, and even the weakest of them could compete with the 8th level of the Mystic Embryo realm. No matter how monstrous he was, it was impossible for him to break through from the 3rd level of the Purple Mansion realm to the 6th level of the Mystic Embryo realm in such a short period of time. If he can pass the 5th level of the testing tower, what do you think the chances are? Unless he can pass the 7th level of the testing tower, then there is still hope for him to enter the inner courtyard within a year. Xiong Binghua shook his head. For Yang Hanwu, the 3rd level was slightly more stressful. His opponent was a 6th level of the Purple Mansion realm martial artist. This fellow also used a saber like him. Battle body. This fellow actually has the Thunder Dragon battle body. Yang Hongwu was a little surprised. This fellow's battle body was also a true dragon battle body, but this fellow was familiar with the thunder attribute. You were able to pass the 1st and 2nd levels. Very good. However, if you want to defeat me and pass the 3rd level, it won't be that easy. The Thunder Dragon battle body True Spirit's tone was very arrogant. This made Yang Hongwu quite puzzled. The battle True Spirits here actually had their own thoughts and temper. This was surprising. You have the Golden Dragon battle body. I want to see how your Golden Dragon battle body compares to my Thunder Dragon battle body. The battle True Spirit said, open your battle spirit and go all out. Otherwise, you won't have a chance. Damn you, so arrogant. Yang Hongwu couldn't help but curse. This battle True Spirit was actually so arrogant. It actually wanted him to make the first move. Since you want to die, then I'll fulfill your wish. Golden Dragon battle body. Open. Profound Dragon 9 transformations. 4th transformation. Dragon Soul, devour the heavens, swallow for me. A thought flashed through Yang Hongwu's mind. This fellow was just a battle True Spirit, a pure energy. However, it still had a trace of consciousness. It seemed to be a trace of the Dragon Soul. Then, if he swallowed it, would he be able to increase his cultivation? A golden dragon soul soared into the sky. It was mighty and domineering. This golden dragon had already faintly condensed into a physical body. It was much stronger than before. A golden dragon was very powerful. When the battle True Spirit saw the golden dragon appear, its expression changed. Only then did it realize that this challenger wasn't as simple as it had imagined. Thunder Dragon battle body. Thunder Dragon kill. A purple thunder dragon soared into the sky. Thunder rumbled. In an instant, flashes of lightning flashed. Bolts of lightning struck towards Yang Hongwu. However, the golden dragon soul didn't fear the bombardment of lightning. It rushed over, opened its mouth, and bit down on the thunder dragon manifestation. In a few bites, it swallowed it whole. Then, a suction force sucked the battle True Spirit into its stomach. Chapter 186. The 5th floor. There's such a benefit to devouring combat True Spirits? Yang Hongwu thought that if he could devour all the True Spirits here, wouldn't his spiritual sense be greatly improved? In that case, wouldn't he be able to condense a primordial spirit in the spiritual abode in his upper dantian very quickly? Once his essence spirit was formed, his battle prowess would increase exponentially. The 4th floor. Yang Hongwu, stepped into the fourth floor with great excitement. But he didn't know that at this time, everyone outside was shocked. Mother asterisk her. All of a sudden, in just a few breaths, not even 10 breaths, he had broken through to level 4. What sort of monster was this? Terrifying, truly terrifying. Too fast. Xiong Binghua's mouth was wide open. He was shocked. Yes, he was shocked. Even Rao Tao didn't expect this. Only Zheng Qiushuang knew how powerful her man was. If he would unleash his full strength, he would be able to kill an expert at the peak of the Purple Mansion realm, or even a half step into the Mystic Embryo realm. If he were to release his battle pets, he could even kill experts at the 5th or 6th level of the Arcane Embryo realm. That's impossible. Could it be that he met an opponent who just happened to restrain him? Isn't this a little too fake? Could it be that there's a problem with the testing tower? None of the people present believed that this was true. On the 3rd floor of the pagoda, if the opponent's strength was 3 realms higher than the user's, it would only take a few breaths of time. This meant that the opponent would be killed without any resistance. This kind of situation could only happen when someone of a higher cultivation level killed someone of a lower cultivation level. Then, the fact that a lower cultivation level had killed a higher cultivation level was completely overturned. While everyone outside was making a ruckus, Yang Hongwu had already started the battle on the 4th floor. The opponent on the 4th floor was a woman. This woman wore fiery red clothes with a fiery phoenix embroidered on it. She was extremely beautiful, and even her hair was red. Phoenix battle body. The woman's battle constitution was the Phoenix battle constitution. As a phoenix, she had an impatient temperament. Before Yang Hongwu could speak, she didn't introduce herself. She didn't beat around the bush and immediately started fighting. A fiery red phoenix avatar appeared behind her, holding a pair of phoenix scimitars in both hands. Phoenix Fury Slash. A pair of phoenix scimitars slashed towards Yang Hongwu at an extremely fast speed. It was like a phoenix bathed in fire, burning with raging flames as it rushed over. CK. He actually launched a sneak attack. He didn't even warn us. Yang Hongwu shouted. He displayed the dragon swimming in the 9 heavens movement technique and turned into a 5 heavens golden dragon, rushing in all directions. Out of the 5 dragon shadows, 4 were chopped into pieces. Yang Hongwu also took a hit from the saber and retreated. The terrifying flame energy poured into Yang Hongwu's body. Yang Hongwu revolved his pure Yang True Qi, but unexpectedly, there was no way to devour that mass of Phoenix True Qi, which made Yang Hongwu very surprised. Since there was no way to devour it, he could only force it out. Just as he was about to force out that troublesome Jinqi, he saw the other party attacking him once more. She brandished her twin blades at an extremely fast speed. She looked like a dancing phoenix, extremely beautiful and alluring. However, this beautiful phoenix was filled with danger and murderous intent. Damn it, do you think I'm easy to bully? Yang Hongwu took a deep breath and activated his battle constitution. His Jinqi burst out. He immediately activated the 4th transformation of the 9 transformations of the Profound Dragon. Yin Yang 2nd transformation, Yin Yang Great Millstone. Yang Hongwu roared. He gathered pure Yin energy in one hand and pure Yang energy in the other. Yin Yang True Qi formed a huge millstone. The huge millstone came crashing down. So what if it was a phoenix? Yin Yang's 2nd transformation, Yin Yang Great Millstone, was terrifying. Once the Yin Yang Great Millstone was used, it could crush everything. No one could resist it. The Phoenix True Spirit was sent flying by the Yin Yang Great Millstone. Blood spurted out of her mouth. Yang Hongwu would not go easy on a woman, since it was only a true spirit, and devouring it could increase his cultivation and enhance his consciousness. How could he let it go? Dragon Soul, Sky Devouring. He used the same move again. A huge dragon soul devoured the true spirit once more. Yang Hongwu's consciousness was strengthened. At this moment, his consciousness had reached an unbelievable level. It had surpassed the Purple Mansion realm and reached the Arcane Embryo realm. Awesome. This feeling was too awesome. The speed of his consciousness increasing made Yang Hongwu ecstatic. If this continued, his consciousness would probably be able to form a primordial spirit. On to the fifth floor. The fifth floor was beyond Yang Hongwu's expectations. There were two people, a pair of twins. Damn it, both of them were in the Purple Mansion realm level 8. Now, the pressure was huge. The strength of twins was not as simple as 1 plus 1. The testing tower did not necessarily follow the rules. However, Yang Hongwu was not afraid. This was even better. The stronger the true spirit was, the more consciousness he would obtain after devouring it, and the faster his cultivation would increase. One of them has a water attribute battle body, while the other has a fire attribute battle body. They seem to be enemies, but their cooperation is flawless. They are very powerful. I'm afraid they are not weaker than a Purple Mansion realm level 10 martial artist, Hua Qinshu reminded. It's okay. If it doesn't work, I'll use Battle Spirit Possession, Yang Hongwu said. In fact, Yang Hongwu's devouring of the true spirits was also a great help to Hua Qinshu. Now, Hua Qinshu was only a little bit away from recovering to the arcane embryo realm. In other words, as long as she devoured another true spirit, her strength would reach the arcane embryo realm level 1. Water Dragon Wave, Fire Dragon Wave, Strangle. The two of them did not introduce themselves. They activated their battle bodies and displayed their most powerful attacks. A water dragon and a fire dragon spun and circled around at an astonishing speed. They charged towards Yang Hongwu like a drill of water and fire that could strangle anything in its way. The surrounding air was shattered, forming a vacuum. So powerful. A thought flashed through Yang Hongwu's mind. Could he also study and use this move? Let's see if your Water Dragon Strangle is more powerful than my Yin Yang Millstone. Yang Hongwu had also activated his combat physique. Naturally, the 9 transformations of the Profound Dragon was at its strongest. He raised both of his hands, and the huge Yin Yang Millstone was instantly thrown out. In a breath's time, the water and fire dragons collided with the millstone. At first, they were evenly matched, but soon, Yang Hongwu gained the upper hand. The yin-yang millstone ground away the water dragon and devoured it bit by bit. The yin-yang millstone actually devoured the water dragon and the fire dragon to increase its own strength. With this, the water and fire dragons were quickly devoured. Ice and Fire. Chapter 187. Mountain Treading Elephant. The power of the yin-yang great millstone did not diminish. It was ferocious and explosive. The so-called ice and fire only had the fate of being crushed. After the twins' attacks were completely neutralized, they flew out like kites with their strings cut. Dragon's soul devour the heavens. There was no way he was going to let this go to waste. Combat true spirits had to be devoured. Without any hesitation, Yang Hongwu used this move to devour 2 combat true spirits. 4th level of the Purple Mansion realm. Breakthrough. After devouring the 2 combat true spirits, his cultivation had broken through to the 4th level of the Purple Mansion realm. His divine senses had also been refined to the extreme, and his divine dwellings were getting bigger and bigger. At this moment, he could already stand shoulder to shoulder with the Violet Palace realm. In the words of the refined Spirit Heart Sutra, he had cultivated to the 5th level of the divine dwelling. As long as one reached the perfect 10th level of the divine dwelling, one could begin to condense a Yuan spirit. Yang Hongwu was not the only one who had broken through. At this time, Hua Qinshu's cultivation had finally recovered to the mysterious embryo realm. Although he was only at the 1st level of the mystic embryo realm, his strength had increased many times compared to before. The difference between the mystic embryo realm and the Purple Mansion realm was like heaven and earth. There was simply no comparison. Outside the tower, he passed the 5th level. Isn't that too fast? He passed the 5th floor just like that? What a pervert! Monster! How is it? Didn't I say he could pass the 5th level? Rao Tao asked. Consider my loss this time. Xiong Binghua couldn't help but admire him. This kid didn't look like much, but his strength was indeed very shocking. To be able to challenge someone who was 5 levels higher than him, such strength would definitely make him a top-notch existence in the Tianyi Academy. Can you guess where he stopped? Xiong Binghua asked again. Can he pass the 6th level? It's hard to say, Rao Tao said, but I think he still has some hope. Is that so? This time, I bet that he will definitely pass the 6th floor. Xiong Binghua chuckled. Xiong Binghua's action made Rao Tao somewhat surprised. Do you want to bet? Rao Tao shook his head and said, I won't bet. If Yang Hongwu breaks through in the testing tower, it might not be impossible for him to pass the 6th floor. In fact, the testing tower had a flaw. As soon as he entered the testing tower, his cultivation level would be determined. However, if he broke through in the testing tower, it wouldn't be counted. Therefore, some people would do their best to suppress their cultivation in order to enter the higher levels of the testing tower. They would only advance when they entered the testing tower. Yang Hongwu stepped onto the 6th floor. The opponent on the 6th floor was already at the 9th level of the Purple Mansion realm. Is this a savage beast? Yang Hongwu was slightly taken aback when he saw the gigantic creature in front of him. It was a mountain-treading elephant. The mountain-treading elephant was one of the strongest level 5 savage beasts. It was said that the strongest mountain-treading elephant could crush a mountain with a single step. Even a half-step to primordial soul realm expert would not be able to withstand a single blow from it. Even though this mountain-treading elephant wasn't an adult, it was still a level 5 savage beast. Its strength was terrifying and had definitely reached the perfection of level 10 Purple Mansion realm. Moreover, this mountain-treading elephant's defense was shocking and its strength was immense. It wouldn't be easy to defeat it. Could it be that he had to use the battle spirit possession here? Weakness. It would be great if I could find the weakness of this big guy. Yang Hongwu looked at the mountain-treading elephant that was charging towards him. Its huge body was even bigger than the raging flame horn dragon that he had booked earlier. It was as big as a mountain. In front of it, Lin Fan was as small as an ant. Looking at the mountain-treading elephant that was charging towards him, Yang Hongwu could only execute the dragon soars in the 9 heavens body movement technique to dodge continuously. Aggrieved. It was really aggrieved. Yang Hongwu was extremely depressed. The mountain-treading elephant's speed wasn't considered fast, but its body was too huge. When it moved and stamped down, Yang Hongwu had to maximize his speed to be able to dodge the huge foot at that moment. Otherwise, he would be turned into meat paste. Dragon soars in the 9 heavens. Once again, it transformed into 5 dragons and dispersed. 4 of them were illusory dragons, and 1 was the real body. The illusory dragons rushed in 4 directions. As for Yang Hongwu's real body, he jumped up and jumped onto the mountain-treading elephant's huge toe and climbed up along its foot. At this moment, Yang Hongwu had restrained his aura, making the mountain-treading elephant unable to lock onto him. In the eyes of the mountain-treading elephant, Yang Hongwu was very small. The reason why it could lock onto Yang Hongwu's position was because it could lock onto its own aura. The 4 illusory dragons couldn't withstand a single blow from the mountain-treading elephant and turned into nothingness. The mountain-treading elephant that couldn't find any trace of Yang Hongwu was furious. It charged in all directions, causing the hall to become a mess. Soon, Yang Hongwu arrived on the back of the mountain-treading elephant. Yang Hongwu felt that he was like a louse on an elephant, so small and fragile. However, he had an advantage. As long as he wasn't discovered, there should be a way to deal with this guy. There was no way to deal with this guy from the outside, but what if he entered its body? As Yang Hongwu thought of this, his eyes lit up. Enter through the mouth? Or through the ear? Looking at the incomparably wide ear, Yang Hongwu decided to enter through the ear. Because the ear was the closest, it was also the easiest to enter without being discovered. If he wanted to enter through the mouth, he might be discovered. Yang Hongwu moved forward slowly. He wasn't impatient at all. He used the turtle breathing skill to restrain his aura. The mountain-treading elephant wouldn't discover him at all unless its eyes grew on the back. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to see him. However, Yang Hongwu didn't dare to be careless. He was very careful. Finally, I'm in. Yang Hongwu came in front of the big ear. The whole place was like a huge cave, and there was a stone door-like ear blocking the outside. Entering the ear, Yang Hongwu's lips curled up slightly. Now, I'm going to kill you. It was a pity that he didn't have the sound attack skill. Otherwise, it would be the most suitable to use the sound attack skill here. The inside of the mountain treading elephant's ear was curved, and there were huge balls of earwax. The unpleasant smell made Yang Hongwu extremely depressed. After entering the ear of the mountain treading elephant, he didn't have to worry about being discovered. Even if he was discovered, there was nothing he could do. He sped up and rushed into the depths. After dozens of breaths, Yang Hongwu arrived at the deepest part. He estimated that this was the deepest part of the ear that was close to the brain. Big guy, it's time to die. Yang Hongwu took out his invincible saber. He poured his true chi into the saber and slashed down. Crack! I'll chop, I'll chop. Who told you to King stomp me to death? Yang Hongwu was very fast. Slash after slash, he was very happy. At this time, Yang Hongwu was happy, but the mountain-treading elephant was miserable. The intense pain went from the ear to the brain. It wailed and screamed in pain. In the hall, it was crazily crashing around. Continue. I'll chop, I'll dig. Yang Hongwu treated his invincible saber as a drill bit. As he slashed, he pondered. On the previous floor, he met the twins. Damn, wasn't that move like a drill bit? Then, could he use the power of yin and yang to form a big drill bit? He tried it when he thought of it. The power of yin and yang was activated. His true chi condensed into two small dragons, which then spiraled and drilled. Looking at the drill bit formed by the power of yin and yang, Yang Hongwu was stunned. This speed was much faster than his slash. Chapter 188. Grade 7 talent Yang Hongwu used the martial skill he created himself and crazily attacked the mountain-treading elephant's head. Yang Hongwu punched a hole in the mountain-treading elephant's ear and blood continuously flowed out. After half an hour, the mountain-treading elephant's aura was weak and it was no longer as powerful as it was at the beginning. Its huge body fell to the ground with a bang. Yang Hongwu knew that the mountain-treading elephant was finished. Its head had been punched through by him. It would be strange if it could survive. Dragon's soul devour the sky. Yang Hongwu flew out of the ear hole and used the dragon soul devour the sky. The dragon soul appeared, but there was still a big gap between it and the mountain-treading elephant. It swallowed the mountain-treading elephant little by little. Yang Hongwu felt that he couldn't bear it anymore. He had to sit down cross-legged and use the mind-refining heart sutra to absorb and refine the energy. His divine sense continued to strengthen, and his divine palace continued to develop and expand. 6th level of the divine palace. Another level was added. He was one step closer to condensing a primordial spirit. Hua Qinshue had also broken through. The mountain-treading elephant's true spirit contained a lot more soul and divine sense than the previous level. Hua Qinshue was at the 2nd level of the mysterious embryo realm. Her fighting strength had increased again. This meant that when she used the battle spirit possession, she could erupt with the power of the 2nd level of the mysterious embryo realm. In addition to the power of the mysterious dragon's 9 transformations, she estimated that she could contend with the 3rd level of the mysterious embryo realm. It was just that she wouldn't be able to hold on for long. He passed the 6th level again. He's going to the 7th level. Monster. Another monster has come to our Tianyi Academy. Once this guy grows up, he will definitely be able to enter the inner courtyard. He might even have a chance to become the first in the inner courtyard. The people outside the testing tower were shocked. Passing the 6th level of the testing tower meant that he was a grade 6 talent. If he could pass the 7th level, he would be a grade 7 talent. After entering the testing tower, the difficulty of the next level would increase exponentially with each passing level. Moreover, there were no talismans or pills in the testing tower. One could only rely on one's powerful fighting skills and explosive power. Being able to reach the 6th floor was already an extremely amazing feat in the entire Tianyi Academy. There were only a few people like that. The 7th floor? Let me see how difficult the 7th floor is. His opponent on the 6th floor was the terrifying mountain-trampling elephant. If he hadn't been smart enough to find a way to deal with trampling heaven, he would have had to use the battle spirit possession to deal with it. The opponents on the 7th floor were undoubtedly much stronger than those on the 6th floor. Therefore, as soon as Yang Hongwu entered the 7th floor, he didn't hesitate to activate Battle Spirit Possession and Golden Dragon Warbody. When he saw the opponent that appeared, Yang Hongwu was shocked. This guy was really familiar. Huaziyu. It was actually Huaziyu. Yang Hongwu laughed bitterly. It was actually Huaziyu. His strength was not weak, and he was so many levels higher than him. Even if he was only at the 10th level of the Violet Mansion realm, it was still extremely abnormal. Sword Intent. That guy had comprehended Sword Intent. Back then, when we fought with him, it was a narrow victory. However, did that guy comprehend the embryonic form of Sword Intent when he was at the 10th level of the Violet Mansion realm? If he didn't comprehend the embryonic form of Sword Intent, he could still defeat him. Huaziyu unsheathed his sword and pointed at Yang Hongwu. Come, you're very strong, but it won't be that easy to defeat me. I'll let you see my sword. As he spoke, Huaziyu thrust his sword forward. It was as if time had stopped and space had frozen with this sword strike. Terrifying. This sword was so terrifying. It contained a trace of Sword Intent. That was the embryonic form of Sword Intent. The sharpness of Sword Intent could break through anything. Although this embryonic form of Sword Intent hadn't reached that level, it was an absolutely terrifying existence below the primordial spirit realm. Although he had the Battle Spirit Possession, Huaziyu's cultivation was at the 10th level of the Violet Mansion realm. Mysterious Dragon 9 Transformations, 4th Transformation. Yang Hongwu roared and slashed out with the long saber in his hand. This time, Yang Hongwu poured all his strength into it. The saber chi was majestic, as if it could topple mountains and overturn seas. Rumble. The saber chi collided with the long sword. That sword was so sharp, so perfect, as if it had seen through Yang Hongwu's attack. It actually dissolved the terrifying saber chi. Omnidirectional Killing Fist, God of Death, descends. Seeing that his attack was ineffective, Yang Hongwu put away his saber and threw out a punch. Murderous intent surged and surged. A god of death condensed, looking down at the world. With just one punch, it seemed as if the world would lose its color. Gods and demons would be killed. Huaziyu's expression didn't change. The long sword in his hand moved faster and faster. The Sword Intent was continuous, enveloping Yang Hongwu's attack and slashing at the god of death. However, Huaziyu's cultivation was at the 2nd level of the mysterious embryo realm, and the 4th transformation of the mysterious dragon 9 transformations amplified his combat strength by 16 times. No matter how strong Huaziyu's sword art was, or how powerful the embryonic form of Sword Intent was, he couldn't block it. The difference in strength couldn't be made up for. This overbearing punch was filled with murderous intent, and it heavily hit the long sword. The long sword was sent flying, and then it landed heavily on Huaziyu's chest. Crack! The powerful force penetrated his chest, and a bloody hole appeared in front of him. Blood splattered everywhere. I lost. You're very strong. Yang Hongwu used the dragon soul to devour Huaziyu's true spirit. Yang Hongwu's consciousness continued to rise. This time, Yang Hongwu actually felt a trace of Sword Intent. Yes, after devouring this wisp of combat true spirit, Yang Hongwu actually felt a trace of Sword Intent. It's a pity that I don't use a sword. Yang Hongwu sighed regretfully. Although the sword was good, it didn't suit him. The saber was his true weapon. It was his true path. Although he didn't think of using a sword, if he could comprehend Sword Intent, it wouldn't be useless to him. If he truly comprehended Sword Intent, wouldn't he be able to use the saber? Or use the Sword Intent to comprehend Saber Intent? What's the harm? The path of cultivation was ultimately the same. Whether it was a saber or a sword, they were all weapons to kill. They were all external objects. Didn't it mean that when one cultivated to a certain level, everything could be used as a sword? That was the profound realm of the sword. What about the saber? It was the same for the saber. When one cultivated to a certain level and had a deep understanding of the saber, what was the difference between a sword and a saber? A flash of inspiration. That wisp of Sword Intent actually transformed into the comprehension of Saber Intent. Sword Intent, Saber Intent, the final key point, they were all about the same intent. What was sword intent? And what was saber intent? In other words, what was intent? As long as one could comprehend intent. Or what was will? Then saber intent, sword intent. How difficult would it be? Congratulations, you've comprehended a trace of the embryonic form of saber intent. It won't be long before you can comprehend the embryonic form of saber intent. In that way, your strength will greatly improve. Yang Hongwu woke up and opened his eyes. At this time, Hua Qinshue's voice sounded in Yang Hongwu's mind. Yang Hongwu said, "Saber intent is difficult to comprehend. Although I've comprehended a trace, it's not so easy to condense the embryonic form of saber intent." Chapter 189. Defeated by a single move, heavens, he passed the 7th floor. I can't believe it. Is he going to attempt the 8th floor? After Yang Hongwu passed the 7th floor, the crowd was even more shocked. Not only were the people present shocked, even the elders of the academy were alarmed. Another monstrous genius who passed the 7th floor had appeared. Impossible! Senior Brother Ma also passed the 7th floor. Senior Brother Ma is the most outstanding genius of the Tianyi Academy in the past few decades. How can he be defeated by a guy who is only at the 3rd level of the Purple Mansion realm? I heard that Yang Hongwu is a disciple of the Sky Dragon sect. He passed the trial of the 7-heart refining arrays of the Sky Dragon sect. I know about the 7-heart refining formations of the Heavenly Dragon sect. One of my younger cousins is a true disciple of the Heavenly Dragon sect. In the past 1,000 years, no one has been able to pass the 7-heart refining formations of the Heavenly Dragon sect. The current great elder of the Heavenly Dragon sect, Mu Renjia, was a peerless genius of the Heavenly Academy a few decades ago. Back then, he also passed the 7th floor of the examination tower. Originally, he was qualified to become a true disciple of the Heavenly Academy, but he refused. You should know that he only passed the 6th heart refining formation. There's such a thing? The crowd was even more shocked. What did it mean to become a true disciple? They were all very clear about it. A true disciple was someone who had the potential to break through to the primordial spirit realm. Their combat strength was extremely terrifying. They were all peerless geniuses. To them, killing opponents of a higher level was as easy as eating and drinking. So, I guess that Yang Hongwu might really be able to pass the 8th floor of the testing tower. The disciple said, "The 8th floor is something that we can only look up to. I have only passed the 3rd floor of the testing tower." Another disciple sighed. "Look, the light of the 8th floor is on." He went in. He's really going to pass the 8th floor. The crowd stared at the 2 signal lights on the 8th floor. If the second light was on, it meant that he had passed the 8th floor. However, if the second light was not on and the first light was extinguished, it meant that he had failed the challenge. At present, the crowd had great expectations for Yang Hongwu. Many of them hoped that he could pass the 8th floor of the testing tower. Yang Hongwu didn't know or care about what was happening outside. What he cared about the most was the strength of his opponents on the 8th floor. There was only one goal in his mind, and that was to defeat his opponent and devour that combat true spirit. This would allow the Spirit Refining Heart Sutra to break through, and break through again, and condense a primordial spirit. Once he condensed a primordial spirit, the difference would be like heaven and earth. If he wanted to break through to the 7th level of the arcane embryo stage in half a year, no, he only had 5 months left. It was almost impossible for him to do so in 5 months. Therefore, there was only one way to defeat Zetian, and that was to condense a primordial spirit. After entering the 8th level, before Yang Hongwu entered, he had already opened his battle spirit possession and released his strength to its strongest state. However, the situation on the 8th level confused Yang Hongwu. It was empty. There was nothing here, not even a shadow of a person. What's going on? What about the 8th floor's combat, True Soul? Is there no combat True Soul on the 8th floor? Yang Hongwu frowned. That was unlikely. The combat True Soul on each floor was produced instantly after the challenger entered the testing tower. Be careful. The reason why this combat True Soul didn't appear should be because of the perfect stealth battle body, or the shadowless battle body. Hua Qinxue explained. Hua Qinxue explained, this kind of shadowless battle body is very powerful. They are natural killers, invisible and formless. They can perfectly blend into the space, making it impossible to track them down. Only at the moment of attack will there be a trace of fluctuation, a trace of Jinqi. Yang Hongwu's eyes widened. So, abnormal? Is there such a terrifying battle body in the world? It was unbelievable. With such a heaven-defying battle body, how could others survive? Invisible, untouchable, and undetectable. It perfectly blended into the space. Only at the moment of assassination would there be a trace of qi fluctuation. That was too terrifying. Who could resist such a terrifying killer? No, perhaps no one could do it. Doesn't this guy have a weakness? Yang Hongwu asked. Of course. With absolute momentum, you can crush your opponent. If your strength is strong enough, you can produce a strong pressure and make your opponent reveal a flaw under your pressure. Then you can win. Hua Qinxue said, but it's basically impossible unless your strength is higher than your opponent by at least 3 levels. When Yang Hongwu heard this, he rolled his eyes. This was as good as not saying anything. There was no point. This was the 8th floor, which meant that his opponent was at least at the 1st level of the mysterious embryo realm. Although the battle spirit possession had reached the 2nd level, this guy was too strange. He couldn't find him at all. He could only wait for him to attack. It was impossible to force him out. 10 directions, killing fist. 8 directions, annihilation. Yang Hongwu punched out with both fists. His murderous aura was boiling. It was like an Azura condensed with murderous aura. His face was ferocious, and he held the Azura saber in his hand. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath when he punched out. 8 directions annihilation was an indiscriminate attack, but it couldn't force his opponent out. It's useless. Hua Qinxue shook her head and said, the opponent is hidden in the space. Unless you have comprehended a domain, it's impossible to hurt him. Even if your fist hits him, the force will be transmitted into the void. It won't hurt him at all. Damn, why am I so unlucky to meet such a monster? Yang Hongwu had to admit that he had no idea at this level. He couldn't even see his opponent. He was extremely aggrieved. Suddenly, Yang Hongwu felt a special fluctuation near his throat. He felt his heart palpitate. He knew that this was bad. This guy had made his move. Retreat. Retreat quickly. However, it was too late. A transparent long sword pierced his throat. Yang Hongwu widened his eyes. A woman in white appeared in front of him. Her face was very pale, without a trace of blood. It was as if she had never seen the sun. Not only was she white, but she was also very beautiful and cold. The moment Yang Hongwu was defeated, there was only one thought in his mind. Damn, I lost. I lost to a woman, a beautiful woman. In the next moment, Yang Hongwu was sent out. The first light on the 8th floor was extinguished. It's extinguished. Yang Hongwu has failed the challenge. He failed. He still failed. Many people were disappointed. Many people were surprised. There were also many people who were happy and laughed. Yang Hongwu, 7th grade talent. Next, Shi Junel. After Yang Hongwu came out, he went to Zheng Qiushuang's side. Husband, you're too powerful. You passed the 7th floor of the testing tower. 7th grade talent. In this batch, your talent is the highest. Zheng Qiushuang said happily. Chapter 190. Senior students make things difficult. Next, Zheng Qiushuang. Finally, it was Zheng Qiushuang's turn. Yang Hongwu gave her an encouraging look before she entered the tower. Zheng Qiushuang's strength was not weak, especially after dual cultivating with Yang Hongwu. She had become even more powerful. She had easily taken down the 1st floor and directly entered the 2nd floor. Yang Hongwu originally thought that Zheng Qiushuang would pass the 4th floor at most. He didn't expect her to pass the 5th floor. Yang Hongwu was shocked. Zheng Qiushuang is a 5th grade talent. Next, Ancient 8-Man. Shuanger, congratulations. But I only passed the 5th floor. I was knocked out of the 6th floor in an instant. Zheng Qiushuang pouted and said unhappily, it's already not easy for you. Yang Hongwu smiled and said, Your cultivation is already at the 9th level of the arcane embryo realm. The difference between the challenge of the arcane embryo realm and the challenge of the purple mansion realm is huge. It's already very difficult for you to pass the 5th floor. After reaching the 9th level of the arcane embryo realm, the opponents on each floor were very terrifying. Passing the 5th floor was already very terrifying. But I couldn't catch up to you. Yang Hongwu smiled and said, I used a secret technique for a special reason. That's why I could reach that level. If I didn't use a secret technique, I could only pass the 5th floor. On the 8th floor, I couldn't even take a single strike from my opponent. My throat was directly pierced. Yang Hongwu and Zheng Qiushuang walked into the academy. When they were about to go to the dormitory, they were blocked by several people. You're Yang Hongwu? Yang Hongwu frowned. These people didn't seem to have good intentions. It was obvious that they were here to cause trouble. I am. May I know what business you have with me? Yang Hongwu said. Hand over your identity jade tokens. The man in the lead looked at Yang Hongwu and Zheng Qiushuang and said, You're new. If you want to enter the academy, you need to follow the rules and hand over all your credits. Yang Hongwu's face changed. Robbery. They actually dared to rob him. Yang Hongwu had already heard Zheng Qiushuang explain what academic credits were. Academic credits were equivalent to Sky Dragon Sect's contribution points. These academic credits were very hard to come by and were much more precious than Sky Dragon Sect's contribution points. In the Channy Academy, 1 academic point could be exchanged for a top-notch 5th-rank pill. It could be seen how important academic points were. Every new student who entered the academy would be able to obtain a corresponding amount of credits after passing the test tower. Passing the 1st floor would give 1 credit. Passing the 2nd floor would give 2 credits. Passing the 3rd floor would give 4 credits, and so on. Yang Hongwu passed the 7th floor and obtained 128 credits, while Zheng Qiushuang obtained 32 credits. 128 credits. An ordinary student would probably be able to obtain that many credits in 10 years. He was just a new student, yet he had obtained so many credits. How could they not be moved by such a huge sum of money? Over 100 credits. If he could get his hands on them, he could exchange for many medicinal pills. What if I don't give it to you? Yang Hongwu said coldly. If you don't give it to me, you should consider the consequences. In the academy, fighting is not prohibited. As long as you don't kill, you can do whatever you want. Lu Jinju said with a smile. Also, this chick is quite pretty. If you don't agree, we can have some fun. The other senior students laughed with a wretched and perverted expression. You're courting death. Zheng Qiushuang was furious. How dare you look at me like that? You're really courting death. She raised her hand and struck out a palm. A ball of cold chi was sent out. Lu Jinju and the others were instantly enveloped by the terrifying cold chi and turned into ice sculptures. Zheng Qiushuang's cultivation was at Mysterious Embryo Realm Level 9. Her fighting strength was comparable to the peak of Mysterious Embryo Realm Level 10. The strongest among Lu Jinju's group was only at Mysterious Embryo Realm Level 5. They dared to speak rudely without seeing their opponents clearly. They even wanted to steal her credits. If they weren't courting death, then what was? Shuang, just teach them a lesson. Don't kill them. Otherwise, it will be troublesome. Yang Hongwu saw that Zheng Qiushuang's anger had not subsided, so he hurriedly reminded her. If they were to really beat these guys to death, it would not be a good thing. Trouble would come. Regardless of how much of a genius they were, if they were to beat the older students to death on the first day, it would definitely be a provocation to the Celestial Academy. They would most likely be locked up or even killed. Okay. Zheng Qiushuang heard Yang Hongwu's words and nodded her head. Zheng Qiushuang waved her hand and the ice was removed. However, Lu Jinju and the others were still shivering uncontrollably. Their bodies were frozen stiff. Zheng Qiushuang would not let them go so easily. She waved her hand and a few cold chi arrows appeared and shot the 5 people below. Lu Jinju and the others immediately screamed miserably. Their lower body was dripping with blood. My treasure, it's gone, it's gone. Each and every one of them was stupefied. There were a few students who were standing in the distance to watch the show. When they saw this scene, their entire body shivered. They felt a cold breeze blowing through their lower body. They immediately covered their lower body. It was as if they were the ones who were being eunuchs. Savage, too savage. Those male students were extremely frightened. They ran far away. Luckily, they did not go up and rob her. They also did not go up and take liberties with her. If they were in her shoes, they would probably end up the same way. They could earn academic credits by themselves. However, if that thing was gone, they would not be able to earn it anymore. Yang Hongwu also did not expect that Zheng Qiushuang would be so savage. She actually turned those 5 guys into eunuchs. Yang Hongwu felt a chill. If Zheng Qiushuang got angry one day, would she also castrate him? Zheng Qiushuang waved her hand, and 5 jade plates appeared in her hand. Not bad. You have a lot of academic credits. You actually have so many. I'm afraid you got them from robbing. Zheng Qiushuang smiled, as if she was presenting a treasure. After transferring the academic credits from the jade plates, she threw their jade plates on the ground. Lu Jinju hated Zheng Qiushuang and Yang Hongwu to the bone. However, he did not have the ability to stop them. He did not dare to say anything. He endured the pain, and his eyes were filled with hatred. Get lost. I'll let you guys go this time. Lu Jinju hugged the pig tightly. When you go back, hug the pig tightly. Hug the male pig tightly. Good, very good. Yang Hongwu, Zheng Qiushuang, I will not let you guys go. The 5 of them turned around and left with hatred. This time, they made a fool of themselves and suffered heavy losses. They did not manage to get their academic credits. Instead, they were robbed. What was even more tragic was that the 5 of them were turned into eunuchs. How could Lu Jinju not be angry and ruthless when he killed the 5 of them? Yang Hongwu did not put the threat of the 5 of them in his eyes. They were not a threat at all. However, they might have some power behind them. That was troublesome. How could an ordinary student be so bold to rob a new student in the academy? Therefore, these 5 people should have a strong backer behind them. But so what? Chapter 191. The first pavilion, you guys are in trouble. At this moment, a pretty girl looked at the 2 of them and said, Senior sister, are you talking about Lu Jinju and the others? Yang Hongwu didn't care at all. Senior sister, can you take us to the registration office? Of course, if you can't, then forget it. There's nothing wrong with taking you to the registration office. It's just that you guys have crippled Lu Jinju and the others. They are idiots, so there's nothing to worry about. However, they have Lu Jinyo behind them, Lu Jinju's brother. His strength has already reached the half-step primordial soul realm. That's not the most important thing. They have established a club called the First Pavilion. It's the top club in the outer yard. 8 of the top 10 experts in the outer yard belong to their club, Fan Shiro said. The First Pavilion? Yang Hongwu knew that they must have a backer, so they dared to be so bold. He didn't expect it to be the top club in the outer yard, the First Pavilion. Yang Hongwu didn't know about the First Pavilion, but Zheng Qiushuang had already asked around. The president of the First Pavilion was Lu Jinyo. These 2 brothers, one hugging a cow and the other hugging a pig, were really weird. However, you guys don't have to worry too much. Seeing that you guys have a good relationship with Huiziyu and senior brother Hua, they won't dare to deal with you guys openly. However, you guys still have to be careful. The First Pavilion is very overbearing and sinister. They don't dare to deal with you guys openly, but that doesn't mean they won't do it secretly. Fan Shiro had a good impression of Yang Hongwu and Zheng Qiushuang. Otherwise, she wouldn't have said this to them. Under Fan Shiro's lead, they soon arrived at the registration office. Tianyi Academy's model, registration office, clubs, and so on reminded Yang Hongwu of his university days. The 3 words registration office were simple and majestic. It was filled with a mysterious aura. Yang Hongwu was shocked. These 3 words didn't seem simple. He didn't know who wrote these 3 words. His strength was probably beyond the half-step primordial soul realm. The registration office was to register their names and arrange their accommodations. In addition, future missions to earn credits would be collected from the registration office. Let's go. I'll take you to the dormitories. The dormitories here are separated for outer court students, inner court students, and ordinary disciples. Fan Shiro said, One of you passed the 7th floor of the testing tower. while the other passed the 5th floor of the testing tower. You can receive special treatment, and your courtyard is also independent, although it is not as good as the outer courtyard students. But among the ordinary disciples, your courtyard is the best. Different students were treated differently. The outer courtyard students had their own private courtyards, and so did the inner courtyard students. As for the ordinary disciples, only the top 10 were qualified to live in their own courtyards. Different courtyards had different amounts of spiritual chi. The closer the courtyard was to the front, the better it was, and the faster one's cultivation speed would be. It's just that you all need to be mentally prepared. There might be many older students coming to challenge you all in order to seize your courtyard. Fan Shiwero explained as she walked. Challenge? Does that mean we can also challenge the outer court students? Zheng Qiushuang was eager to give it a try. She was at the 9th level of the arcane embryo realm, and her combat strength could reach the peak of the 10th level of the arcane embryo realm. With such strength, entering the outer court was definitely not a problem. Of course you can. However, I advise you not to do so first. Fan Shiwero said, you all are new students. If you challenge the older students and the outer court students now, it will be seen as a provocation to the older students. When the time comes, you might become the common enemy of the older students. After taking a detour, they arrived in front of a row of courtyards. There were only 10 courtyards here, and every one of them was very beautiful. There were pavilions, artificial mountains, flowing water, and green trees. If such a courtyard was in a modern era, it would be a large manor, just like those large gardens in Suzhou. They walked forward and arrived at the first 2 courtyards. These 2 courtyards are yours, said Yi Zichen. Fan Shiwero pointed at the 2 courtyards in front of them and said, every courtyard is cleaned by servants. In the courtyards, there are herb fields, beast gardens, and so on. You can ask the housekeeper for more information. I still have things to do, so I won't accompany you in. Thank you, senior sister. Here are some talismans. Consider it a reward for senior sister's hard work. Yang Hongwu thought for a moment and took out a few talismans. Then I won't be polite. Fan Shiwero was not polite and took the talismans. However, she did not have much expectation for these talismans. It was just that other people had good intentions. If she refused, it would not be appropriate. When she took a look at them, she was immediately surprised. 5th grade talismans. These were all 5th grade talismans. All of them were 5th grade talismans. These 5th grade talismans were very precious. They were even more precious than 5th grade pills. They could even be compared to 6th grade pills. The attack power of the talismans was amazing. At a critical moment, if you use the talismans, it may save your life. The biggest advantage of the talismans was that they did not need to consume any true chi. Even without true chi, they could still be activated. In addition, there were very few talisman masters. As a result, the talismans were much more precious than pills. These talismans added up to more than 10 pieces. This was too precious. Junior apprentice brother, this is too precious. Fan Shiwero hurriedly returned the talismans. Senior apprentice sister, take it. These talismans were refined by him. As long as there are enough materials, they could be refined slowly. Zheng Qiushuang had a very good impression of this senior apprentice sister. After entering the Celestial Academy, aside from Hua Ziyu, she was the only one who helped the 2 of them like this. However, Hua Ziyu was a disciple of the Qinyan sect, after all. In the end, they were not on the same side. In the future, they would still become enemies. At that time, it would probably be a fight to the death. In the Celestial Academy, there were other people from the Qinyan sect, which was also a problem, especially since Zi Tian had an aunt called Zi Xintong. This woman's status was extraordinary. She was 3rd among the inner court students, and her battle prowess was ridiculously strong. It was said that she would become a true disciple very soon. Oh, you're actually a talisman master? Fan Shiwero looked at Yang Hongwu, her eyes wide. F*CK, such amazing talent, and he was actually a talisman master. Could it be that he used talismans to fight in the testing tower? Impossible. In the testing tower, apart from weapons, talismans, medicinal pills, battle pets, and the like couldn't be used. 7th grade talent, and he was also an item talisman master. This kind of person was simply too abnormal. No wonder Zheng Xiushuang was much stronger than Yang Hongwu, and was still willing to become his woman and listen to everything he said. If it were her, she would also be willing to become his woman. Fan Shuiro's face reddened when she thought of this. Senior apprentice sister, if you need any talismans refined in the future, you can come find me. However, you'll need enough materials and talisman recipes. Of course, right now, I can only blame myself for refining 5th grade talismans. I can't do 6th grade talismans, Yang Hongwu said with a slight smile. Chapter 192. Arrogant servant Yang Hongwu and Zheng Xiushuang were the first to enter the first courtyard. Who are you? After knocking on the door, someone opened the door and looked at them. This is my residence. What do you think I'm doing here? Yang Hongwu retorted. Your courtyard. That person sneered. Who do you think you are? This is Yu Dafeng's residence. The number 1 ordinary disciple's residence. You dare to cause trouble here? I don't know who Yu Dafeng is, but this courtyard is indeed mine. This is proof. Yang Hongwu took out his identity jade token. How is that possible? This can't be true, scram. Yu Hofu was about to close the door. Yang Hongwu's face changed. Damn it. A servant is just a housekeeper. How dare he be so arrogant? This is my courtyard. Yet he won't let me in. Before Yang Hongwu could make a move, Zheng Xiushuang had already slapped Yu Hofu. This slap sent Yu Hofu spinning several times, rolling several feet away. You dare to hit me? Yu Hofu got up, spitting out a mouthful of blood mixed with a few teeth. Do you know who I am? Just a servant. How dare you be so arrogant, scram. Yang Hongwu kicked him, then walked inside. Arriving at the center of the courtyard, Yang Hongwu shouted, All of you come to the front courtyard. If you don't come, you'll have to bear the consequences. This courtyard had probably been empty for a few years. He didn't expect these servants to be so arrogant. A small housekeeper dared to refuse his master. Who is it? What happened? I don't know. It said that this courtyard was given to a new student. New student? The servants were surprised. How can it be given to a new student? Isn't this a place only the first seat ordinary disciples are qualified to live? That new student probably has a powerful background. Stop talking. Let's hurry to the front courtyard, otherwise if the new master gets angry, we'll be finished. For these servants, changing masters was nothing. They were slaves anyway, they just hoped that the new master would treat them better. Is everyone here? Yang Hongwu looked at the courtyard and saw that many people had already arrived. There were dozens of men and women, and the strongest among them was at the 5th level of the Purple Mansion realm. When those people looked at Yang Hongwu and then looked at Zheng Xiushuang beside him, they thought that Yang Hongwu was Zheng Xiushuang's servant or housekeeper. Greetings, master. All right. Yang Hongwu waved his hand and said, Is there anyone else who hasn't come yet? Master, Zhang Mei hasn't come yet. A dark-skinned man stood out. His cultivation wasn't high, only at the 1st level of the Purple Mansion realm, but it wasn't bad. Among the people present, there were only 2 who were stronger than him. One was at the 2nd level of the Purple Mansion realm. The other was at the 3rd level of the Purple Mansion realm. The strongest was at the 5th level of the Purple Mansion realm, and it was Yu Hofu. Zhang Mei, why didn't she come? Yang Hongwu asked. That Zhang Mei is a concubine of Yu Dafeng, who used to live here. She used the fact that she is Yu Dafeng's woman to act like a tyrant, the dark-skinned man said. Zhang Mei, huh? Good, very good. Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed with a cold light. What's your name? Master, my name is Yang Taiju. Yang Taiju, right? You are now the leader of the male servants. Yang Hongwu was very satisfied with this guy. He nodded and said, Go and call Zhang Mei over. If she isn't willing, then bring her over. Master, I can't. Zhang Mei, her cultivation is at the 7th level of the Purple Mansion realm. I am only at the 1st level of the Purple Mansion realm. I'm not her opponent. Yang Taiju smiled bitterly and shook his head. 7th level of the Purple Mansion realm. No wonder she is so arrogant. She actually dares to not come. She is courting death. Yang Hongwu took out a talisman. This was a sealing talisman. It could seal the cultivation of martial artists below the mystic embryo realm. Depending on the opponent's strength, the time and the situation of weakening the cultivation were different. That Zhang Mei was at the 7th level of the Purple Mansion realm. This talisman should be able to seal her for 100 breaths. Take this talisman. It is a 5th grade talisman. It can seal her cultivation for 100 breaths. If she isn't willing to come, then use the talisman to deal with her. Thank you, Master. Yang Taiju carefully took the talisman. This was a 5th grade talisman. A 5th grade talisman was priceless. In the outside world, they were not even as valuable as a 5th grade talisman. After a while, Yang Taiju walked over with a woman. This woman was quite good-looking. However, compared to Zheng Xiushuang, she was much worse. Her appearance, temperament, and cultivation were all incomparable. You are Zhang Mei. Are you very arrogant? Yang Hongwu looked at Zhang Mei and said coldly. This woman was obviously the kind of woman who was sarcastic and coquettish. After the Yudafeng left, she probably had a lot of fun with other men. Who are you? Let me go and then get out of here. Otherwise, when Big Brother you comes back, you are dead. Zhang Mei said loudly. Yudafeng? Who does he think he is? Yang Hongwu sneered and said, This is my territory, my courtyard. If you don't listen to me, then get out. I don't need trash here, and I don't need people who play tricks. You are so arrogant. You are dead. When Big Brother you comes back, he will beat you to death. Zhang Mei screamed. You are just a 4th level Purple Mansion realm martial artist. What right do you have to occupy this place? You must be faking it. You Hofu, where are you? Get out here and beat these two out of here. And you, are you thinking of betraying me? You want to betray Big Brother you? Aren't you afraid that Big Brother you will come back and kill you? Shut up. Yang Hongwu listened and frowned. This woman really thought that this place was her territory. He slapped her and left a bright red palm print on her face. You dare to hit me? Zhang Mei saw that Yang Hongwu actually hit her and screamed even louder. You are dead. You dare to hit me? You Hofu, Yin Zhuang, are you all dead? This bastard hit me. Didn't you see it? At this time, Zhang Mei's behavior was like a shrew. Yu Hofu and Yin Zhuang knew that if they didn't stand up, it would be troublesome. When Yu Dafeng came back, they would be in trouble. There was another reason. The two of them had an affair with Zhang Mei. If they didn't listen to Zhang Mei, she would have something on them. Go, kill him. This person is definitely a fake. How can a 4th level Purple Mansion realm martial artist be the owner of this courtyard? Everyone, go together and kill him. When the owner comes back, he will definitely reward us. Maybe we can even get some top-quality elixirs and cultivation techniques to help us break through the mysterious embryo realm and become a student of the Tianyi Academy. Yu Hofu shouted. Chapter 193. Hua Chun and some of the men who were close to Yu Hofu, Yin Zhuang, and the others all stood up and rushed towards Yang Hongwu. Yang Taiju was enraged and shouted, Yu Hofu, Yin Zhuang, are you trying to rebel? Don't block the way. Kill whoever blocks you. Yu Hofu shouted, Let's attack together. Be careful of that woman. Aside from Yang Taiju, there was only one other servant who stood up. It was a woman. She didn't look very good, but her cultivation wasn't weak either. She was also at the 1st level of the Purple Mansion realm. She and Yang Taiju stood in front of Yu Hofu and the others, one on each side. You two, move aside. Yang Hongwu stepped forward. His aura surged, and a cold light shot out from his eyes. Yu Hofu, I've already given you a chance. I didn't expect you to be so stubborn. Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. As he spoke, Yang Hongwu struck out with his killing fist. 10 directional killing fist, 8 directional annihilation. That move was exactly one of the 10 direction killing fists. It was an indiscriminate, large-scale attack. Yang Hongwu didn't need to activate his constitution to deal with those guys. Every punch that was thrown out contained an overbearing killing intent. This killing intent had already invaded the minds of Yu Hofu and the others as the punches were thrown. It made them feel as if they were witnessing the birth of the Azura god of death. Bones were everywhere, corpses piled up into mountains, and blood flowed into rivers. Bang, bang, bang. With a series of muffled sounds, Yu Hofu and the others were all sent flying. One by one, they fell heavily to the ground and no longer made sound. You killed him? You're dead meat. Brother Yu is back. You're dead meat. Zhang Mei held a talisman in her hand. It was a transmission talisman. Yu Dafeng? I want to see how strong this so-called number 1 ordinary student, Yu Dafeng, is. Yang Hongwu coldly snorted. This Yu Dafeng was the first among the ordinary students 2 years ago. 2 years ago, he went out to train and had not returned yet. Thus, this courtyard became Zhang Mei's private territory. Because there was someone behind Yu Dafeng, no one dared to cause trouble here. However, all of you, get the hell out of here. This is my mansion now. I'm already being merciful by not killing anyone who wants to harm me. Men, throw all these guys out. Yes, master. Yang Taizhu and the woman who had just stood up, together with some other maids, threw out all the people who had been knocked down, including Zhang Mei. You will regret this. Brother, you will definitely kill you. Zhang Mei screamed. Yang Hongwu asked Yang Taizhu to close the door, then looked at the remaining people and said, I don't want to see any more disobedient people. Yes, master. How could they dare to resist? Their master's cultivation didn't seem to be very strong, but his strength was terrifying. Just one move was enough to defeat Yu Hofu and the others. Each and every one of them was better off dead than alive. In fact, this was even worse than killing them. What's your name? Yang Hongwu looked at the woman who bravely stood up and asked, Master, this servant's name is Zhuo Qiao Qiao. Well, from now on, you will be the leader of the maids. Yang Taizhu, you will be the housekeeper and also manage the male servants. Yang Hongwu said, Thank you, master. The two of them were very grateful and knelt down to Cao. Well, don't kowtow. I don't do this here. Yang Hongwu waved his hand and said, Yang Taizhu, tell me about the courtyard. Yes, master. After Yang Taizhu got up, he began to explain. This courtyard was the best among the ordinary students. Only the first among the ordinary students were qualified to obtain this place. This position of the first among the ordinary students also required fighting. Of course, not everyone could challenge it. One's strength had to reach a certain level. More importantly, one had to challenge the ordinary students first before being qualified to challenge the top 10 ordinary students. Once the challenge was successful, one could enter the independent courtyard. Otherwise, if everyone came to challenge the top 10 ordinary students directly, wouldn't the top 10 ordinary students be exhausted to death? After listening to a portion of the explanation, Yang Hongwu became impatient. Mother of ****, why do you have to be so long-winded? Wasn't it just a courtyard? A medicinal herb garden, a beast garden, a study room, a training room, and so on. There are also some properties. Practically all the disciples of the Tianyi Academy had some properties. Of course, they weren't in the academy. Instead, they were outside the academy. This was very normal. For example, some alchemists opened a medicinal pill pavilion outside the academy. Some opened a talisman pavilion, and so on. In addition, there were markets and auction houses. Of course, some large-scale auction houses and large-scale markets were controlled by the Tianyi Academy and some large-scale chambers of commerce. These were all profiteering industries. How could ordinary people have the qualifications to control them? Only some large powers could control them. In fact, to the Tianyi Academy, these didn't amount to much. For example, the largest Tianyi auction house was only managed by someone. It gave the Tianyi Academy a large portion of the profits. The Tianyi Academy's main focus was not on these places. You all, go and tidy up the cultivation room and the living quarters. Make sure they are clean and tidy up. Once they are done, there will be benefits for you all. Yang Hongwu took out some medicinal pills and said, These are medicinal pills for refining true energy. They can increase the quality of your true energy. Give them to Yang Taizhu for safekeeping. When you all finish your task, he will give them to you. To Yang Hongwu, medicinal pills and the like were nothing. There was a medicinal herb garden in the mansion. In the medicinal herb garden, there were many medicinal herbs. It was just right to concoct medicinal pills for these people. As long as they were loyal enough, giving them medicinal pills to increase their cultivation would not be a problem. Yes, master. The group of people were extremely happy. This master of theirs was much better than Yu Dafeng. He was much more generous. The first thing he did was to give out medicinal pills for refining true energy. These medicinal pills were at least rank 3 or rank 4 medicinal pills. Although Yu Dafeng had given out medicinal pills before, they were all rank 1 or rank 2 medicinal pills. If one's cultivation reached the Purple Palace realm, those medicinal pills would be useless. After they left, Yang Hongwu said to Zheng Qiushuang, "Shuanger, in the future, we will live here together. However, let's go to your place first and see if there is any difference between the first courtyard and the second courtyard." Okay. Zheng Qiushuang nodded. She held onto Yang Hongwu's arm, and the two of them walked toward the second courtyard. When they arrived at the entrance, Zheng Qiushuang took out her identity jade plate. Just as she was about to enter, she saw a person walk out. This person was wearing a gorgeous brocade. His face was like jade. However, his expression was extremely gloomy. "Who are you? What are you doing here?" Hua Chengwen looked at Yang Hongwu and asked. "I am Yang Hongwu. She is Zheng Qiushuang. This is our mansion." Yang Hongwu said, "You are the ones who snatched my mansion?" When Hua Chengwen heard this, his expression turned cold. Hua Chengwen was originally cultivating well. However, he was suddenly informed that the second courtyard would be given away. There were newcomers who passed the 5th and 7th floor of the testing tower. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.